Hello, you guys. I am so sorry about the wait. I'm not even playing that long interview because you guys were waiting for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and bring Miss Bendy up and say hello to you guys. Hey, Jenn.
Hi. It's my fault. It's not Allie's fault. I was telling her some stuff that I found today and it's my fault. It's not Allie's. It's mine.
Hey, it's okay. But I just told him we were trying to figure out how we were going to go about all of this because there's a lot of
Yes.
updates here and more with Lori. So we're just going to do Letecia tonight and do
Hmm.
Lori probably on Jen's with tomorrow or sometime.
Yes.
He
Yeah,
posted.
tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's just do it
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I
So
found some interesting stuff that I want to share with everybody. Plus, we need to go over what's actually taken place in court. And so we have a lot. But I
yeah,
think you guys are going to enjoy it. You'll learn something,
I can't
maybe.
wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
And there's some crazy stuff happening in both cases in court. But first, let me say hi to everybody.
Yes, say hi.
Hey, not even here. I like your name. Not even here. Hey, Steph. Hey, Sunset Gazing. Maria, West Virginia Holler Girl. Princess Megan Elsa. Hey, Mark D. Struggle is real. The struggle is real. Hey, Maria.
Hmm.
Yes. Hey, Jane Doe. Pointer Lover. Hey, Kayla Glowbug. B Crumbs, Cool Gamer, Debs, D, Jennifer, AJ, Corey, Savvy's Aunt, 22 Tantrums. I don't want to miss anybody. Hey, Jenny. Hey, RJ. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, Mellow Disco. So I think a lot of you guys had a hard time, hey, Quilting Addict, with the trial today. And I was telling Jenn, I went and grabbed like lots of photos and posts and different things that have happened from mainly from Landon's post, but just from Facebook, pictures of Gannon. And I thought we can start, go through some of that stuff, and then we'll get into what happened today, just to give everybody like a little breathing moment from the trial.
I agree. Perfect.
Hey, Destiny. I can't wait for you to see all these. I showed you a few back there, but some of them I haven't showed you yet, and there's some really cool, really cute stuff.
Okay.
Oh, Pointer Lover, you have not seen any of the trial today.
Oh, girl. Well, we're going to get it. Listen, we're going to get through it together like a family. A very dysfunctional. We have some interesting tastes and things we watch, but yes, nevertheless, a fam.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and we're going to watch like about a 20-minute section where she talks about that night in her forensic interview, but yeah, we'll get into that in a second. We'll start with this. So let me see. We don't have to read through all these posts. Like I just grabbed them just so people could see. This one I actually grabbed because it was on Landon's page and it's a neighbor, but there was part of it that where she says that Gannon was hit in the head 4 times. And I only saved that because I have not heard of a number. I find it interesting because it's coming from somebody very close by. And
Hmm.
have you heard of a number?
I know. No.
Okay.
I mean, I distinctly remember listening to the medical examiner's testimony, and she did, and I wrote down the numbers that she gave.
Yeah, and we looked
And
at the we remember
yeah,
we showed that on here, like the picture of the skull,
yeah.
but it was
So
broken. I don't know. I'd be interested. I'm curious where they got that from. But Law Nerd Amber, we put the fun and dysfunctional.
we sure do.
Okay, so this is the first one. This was recently one of Gannon's friends trying to, that little tribute to Gannon. I thought that was sweet. Um,
Aw,
yeah, look how grown he is now. That's how
I
Gannon,
know.
which Gannon's the exact same age as my oldest, and he's
Yeah.
now taller than me. So
Yeah,
imagine,
Gannon should be like 14 now.
yeah. Hey, Wondering Sub. Hey, Yorkie.
And
Oh,
Lena is the same age today that Gannon was when
yeah,
Letecia. She's such a piece of shit.
yeah. She is. Hey, Rich. Hey, yes, Daniel. Hey, Joanne. Hey,
Oh, we're
Daniel.
getting a jade raid. Yay!
Oh, hey, Jade Raid. Well, first, you guys, we're taking a little break from all the court stuff, just like a cool down and going through some pictures and posts and little interesting things that I found along the way. And then, and thank you, Melissa. Thank you, guys. Hey, Cece. So I grabbed this one. I just thought it was interesting. You know how like on your birthday you can do fun, like support a fundraiser. So
Mm-hmm.
Landon did this one. It's for breaking the silence in child abuse, empower survivors, and she did raise $500 almost. So I thought that was.
Aw.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, this picture. Look at them. The way. Oh God, the love. This after today's testimony. See, y'all, I was really in my feelings last night about this.
Yeah. I was too, which is why. So let me just say, I went to Allie last night and I was like, how do you feel about taking the day off? And, she's so sweet. She's always so supportive because honestly, it was just, even though we didn't have court for Letecia yesterday, I caught up on Valo. And the combination of these two wicked beasts was too much for you, girl. It was too much. It was too much.
That's the perfect way to say that too, of these two wicked beasts. Like last night I was sitting there just flipping through Facebook for hours. That's where I got all these, like just looking at pictures of Gannon, videos. His mom has so many videos. I didn't grab any of those. I think she was filming their FaceTime calls. And
Thank
and
you, Cece McGee. That's so sweet of you. I appreciate that.
she just puts little clips in there, hey Wuffy, from their FaceTime calls. And it's just, I don't know, it was a lot. But then so I saw this and I thought, look at the way they love each other.
It reminds me of my son and my daughter.
Did they love each other, like love on each
Yes.
other like that?
Yeah.
I love that. And imagine what this poor baby is going through now. This is going to affect the rest of her life. And we're going to get into what happened today and talk about that and stuff. But still, just regardless of that.
Yeah, because that's the age difference between my youngest son and my oldest daughter. So, yeah.
It makes my heart break too, Mom to an Angel. It's
Mm-hmm.
sweet. I love the picture. It's so precious, but God, it's tough to look at.
It is.
This was March 20th this year. She said, as I was taught to always take one day at a time, I will continue to do this through our journey for justice. Lord, I pray your will is done. Love you, Bubba. About trial. This was on her page. I just grabbed it because I thought it was.
So yeah, that's Bubba is a Southern thing. Little sisters call their big brothers Bubba. My youngest son is Bubs.
That's exactly what I called my brother. That's
Yeah.
funny. Bubba. That's just what it is. Look at them.
My husband is a Bubba. I didn't have brothers. I'm the oldest. So.
She says, time never makes things easier. It does fly by, so I will take this time to say a few things. Take every moment as it comes. Capture every moment and take many pictures. Hold on to a hug a little longer and say I love you a little more. Smile as much as you can and make a difference wherever you go. Time can never be given back. I love you, Gannon, and you are and will always be a hero. An angel who has taught me so much in life. I miss you more and more with each second that passes. Justice is coming, and you have an army of support and love. Until we meet again, my son, I love you to the moon and back again.
Oh.
It's awful. I'm not going to read.
Curious sent you something, she said, on Messenger. She sent you some info.
Okay.
It's hard. It's heartbreaking. I mean, look, when I posted those pictures today of Gannon's memorial in Florida, it's moving the fact that he's not forgotten, but my heart is still heavy because he is an 11-year-old sweet boy, that was ripped from this world because Letecia is cruel and vindictive, period. There's no other explanation. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap how many vampires she knows, how many buttons she pushes in her cell to summon the vampires. I don't care about her Russian sniper who charges $15,000 a second for her activities. I don't care about Taylor or Vic. None of it. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap about any of it. It doesn't matter to me because none of that matters. She is cruel and she is vindictive, period. That's it. And that's why she did what she did, because she's cruel and vindictive. She is evil. Evil.
She absolutely is. I think this was on one of their FaceTimes. That is not why I say that. I say it because most of the clips are short, actually one of the posts she said, I'm so glad I recorded all these. And most of the clips, like he'll be like, love you, mom, or blowing her kisses or things like that. So I just assumed that. Now she posted this back in 2020, just a couple months after Letecia was arrested and Gannon was found. And she said, I'm not going to read them all, but these little short ones I will. She said, I may never know the reasons why, nor feel your presence here on earth. I hold on to knowing that you are happy and can see so many people at once. I know that you are preparing a place for your family and walking with Christ every day. I can only imagine what that will be like. I love you, baby. Each day is closer to me seeing you again until we meet again. Wait, what is that? Wrong thing. I don't know how that got in the next place, but okay. Oh God, these ones. Oh my God, look how precious he was. Oh, I love that picture. He's so damn cute.
Oh, look at him. Look at that smile.
I know. Thank you for joining, Cece. Thank you. Thank you. God, I love that picture. He's so cute. Oh, welcome, Okie Crime News. Thank you, guys. I love that one. I showed you
look
that.
at he's just when they're that age, they're just, I mean, they're cute all the time, but when they're little ones like that, they've got the little doll wrists, you know, they don't actually there's no separation between the arm and the hand. And, you know, it looks like it just clicks on. They're just so cute and chunky, and they give you that gummy smile. It's nothing better. I got to talk to I was telling Allie earlier, I got to talk to my granddaughter today on video chat, and she's telling me all the words that she learns, and she was just chattering away talking about, oh no, so cute.
That is so cute.
The way she was saying, oh no, just melted my heart, you know. So just,
oh my God. Oh, I love that picture, Jeannie. This one.
This one is adorable. Look at him.
Beautiful kid. I mean, he was beautiful inside and out. Look at him here.
Yes. And she really robbed the world of his potential. We have no idea what Gannon was going to bring to the world, you know? He could have been he could have figured out the cure for cancer or any of the other, you know, ails of humanity. She took that from everybody. She's a bitch.
She robbed us. You know, the whole world.
Look on that little peanut.
I know. Al looks so young too. Look at him. He looks like a little baby. And then this one, he's just a beautiful kid all around. Just beautiful. I love that picture too. And then let's see. I won't read through all of these because they're long. Maybe one day we will. There's a lot more.
We should put something together. I'll put something together. You know, I love to make a video.
A little tribute video or something. That'd be cute. She did this one in 2022. It was July 20th. She shows him here with his Sonic toys, and then here, like maybe in a waiting room of somewhere. And she said, I love you, baby. It's not easier, and don't think it ever will. The pain only increases as time passes. You inspire me. I admire you, baby, and how you would make everyone smile and laugh. I miss you, and I long for you every second. I pray that your love and happiness will spread faster than anything we have ever seen. This world needs it. You loved everyone so much and only wanted the best. Love you so, so much. I need you, my baby boy. I have to read it that way, or I cannot actually think about what I'm reading. So
yeah.
Or I keep crying, so I don't want to do that. And
you're making my eyes leak a little. Something is happening there. There's some kind of some kind of like moisture or liquid is leaking from my eyes. I don't know what that is.
Something is happening.
Something's happening. It just breaks my heart.
I know, it does me too. This is Landon's tattoo she got of Gannon, which I loved it. She got 5,000 likes on it. A lot of people loved it, but look at how good it looks. It was they did a really great job. Like, I don't know, it looks so good.
There's something about Gannon's eyes that are just so bright, you know? And he just, I don't know. You know, some people, they just shine a little brighter than others. And to me, Gannon was one of those people that just shines a little brighter than others. And just to think that she is just the epitome of evil.
She is. Cray Cray said that my eyeballs are sweating. Okay, I want to read this one to you, though, because it wasn't his mom that posted it. It's the tattoo studio. And they said, last Saturday, my career meant more than just tattooing and art. I tattooed a portrait on the mother of Gannon Stauch. Just recently, his stepmother, I hate I had to use the word stepmother, has been charged with first-degree murder. Never have I cried while tattooing, but my heart melted for her. I am raising 5 children and can't begin to imagine the pain his beautiful family and amazing mom are feeling. I'll do anything I can to help justice for Gannon. And then there's just like a close up of it, or like the full picture, which it's
Yeah,
really tattoo.
it's really good. It's well done. It's well
Sometimes
done.
portraits are,
Portraits are very hard, especially the noses, because noses don't really have solid lines. They're mainly just shadow and shading, just maybe at the tip, a little bit of a solid line. They're hard to do. I remember learning to draw noses in art, and those are hard. They're hard
they
to
are
do.
hard, super hard. I can't do it. That's like my thing on drawing a face.
I couldn't. I'm not good at noses. Lips and eyes, I have no problem with, but noses are just a little. I always bring it to my husband. Can you do the nose? He can do noses. I cannot.
Right. What is this? The pick at my baby not being here. This was March 18th, so right after he was found. Let me see. The post that I made last night in regards to the picture posted was made by a family member. However, no one knew about it. It was a very friendly gesture and was trying to help. I just asked that everything be sent to Restoration Church in Colorado. Oh, something about money. She says, I want to plan a way at some point to tell everyone thank you. To know Gannon is more than my hero gives a let me keep going. She says, I shake my head as I'm typing, still in disbelief that I'm even have to write of my baby not being here and preparing for things that you cannot prepare for. I will make sure justice is served. I will also make sure awareness is made. I, as a parent, will make sure that his story is told and his testimony. I will die making sure that happens. I cannot and will not let Nova forget him or anyone. That's her baby. I know time will pass. This has become more than a thing. It has become my mission. He is more than just an 11-year-old boy, and we all know that. I love you, Gannon. Our kids should be our heroes no matter what. She told me the same thing. She said, like when I had talked to her back then, because when I first met her, I was talking to Sherilyn a lot, and Sherilyn had done those books, and it was on my mind, and I was asking her, like, why don't you do a book? And she's like, oh, I will. She said, after the trial, I'm going to tell his story everywhere I can.
Good. Pepper, that last post that Allie just read was March 18th, 2020. So it was the day after they found Gannon.
Thanks, Dave G. Hey, Boston Scallum. Okay, let me keep it going. This is, the end of that post. This was March 20th of 2020. That's why I saved this one, just because it was so close. She said, my thoughts, and I love the Lord, and he also got angry. I'm not him by no means when I say that. With what you did to my son, in my nice words, I'm glad we have the DA, and you will pay. Yes, ma'am, you will. And Lord, forgive me, for you said in your word that there is no place in heaven for ones who hurt your children. I don't need details nor a story on what happened to my boy. He is not coming back to talk to me or hold my hand because of you. But one day, yes, one day we will. Awareness will be made. You've taught me. I love you, son, and I'm sorry. You are innocent and pure, and you are loved. And mommy will be fine, because I will make sure justice is served and your story is told the right way. You are forever my hero, and my son, and you, son, is what gives me strength, because I will not give up or jeopardize your legacy. So she was angry. That was just a few days after,
Yeah, and I think that's important to remember, you guys, that bless her heart, when she's writing this stuff, she's going through grief. And these are really early on in her, now any hope she may have had, no matter how small it was, by May 17th was no more. So, I mean, bless her heart.
Hey, Quinny. You're exactly right. This was just last year. She posted about the movie that came out and how they had talked about it for a long time. And and that's it. She just shared that photo. Veronica, remember the aunt we heard about in the trial? That's why I saved this one, really. And there's a lot of photos in it, but that's the one that she was in Texas with, Al was talking about, and the aunt that has money and stuff. That's Veronica.
Mm-hmm.
And she posted April 3rd, please pray for Landon, our family, and Albert after a long 3+ years wait for justice for Gannon. Their murder trial opening statements begin this afternoon. Landon and I just landed, and we will be in Colorado Springs for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
One who sees gave you either a super chat or a sticker. I can't tell which one it is.
Oh, thank you, One Who Sees. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Hey, Unique Trauma. Hey, you guys coming in. Thank you guys for being here. I love this picture. Look at them. They all look so happy. Especially, them two. Gannon just looking at his mama, really. But,
Mm-hmm.
And then that one. We're almost through these, and then we'll get into what happened today. We're just giving everyone a little breather from today. I love that one because babies at that age, that's when they're the most so cute.
They're so squishy, and
yes,
this is so cute.
His little cheeks.
Oh my God.
Let's see. We are almost okay. Yeah, here's a couple NICU photos I wanted to show you guys. So remember, Gannon was just over a pound. Look here, 1 pound 6 ounces, 12 inches long.
Yeah. My son weighed 2 pounds 4 ounces and was 14 inches long. How little was Bentley?
He was actually 4 pounds 9 ounces and 14 inches long. He was a chubby baby. They said if he would have went full term, they would think he'd be around 10 pounds because he was 8 weeks early. But yeah, he was
a little pork chop.
Mm-hmm. But he lost down to about three and a half. You know how they lose weight, and plus,
yes,
really hard time eating at first. He was on the feeding tube and everything, and he was in the, what do they call it when they're in the box? Like the
isolate.
Yeah, that thing, the box thing. Yes,
it's isolate the box. I used to. My mom worked at the hospital where my son was, so she would go to work, and I would just go with her. So I would sit up there at the NICU for all day. And then I'd come home with her, and then have dinner, and then me and my husband would go up there and see him again for 2 or 3 more hours. And yeah, he was something else. He ripped his feeding tube out 3 times.
Oh my God.
He wanted a bottle. He was not trying to, and the thing is he was trying to, take me out with him. I had preeclampsia. And then when he got out, I knew he was going to be fine because he screamed like a grown man. I've never heard a baby cry like that ever.
Oh my God.
And even when he started talking, he talks to me, he always sounded a little bit like Froggy from Little Rascals. And always had this kind of voice. Mom, Mom. So cute.
Yeah, he actually was lucky to make it too, Stephanie. He was 8 weeks early. And then also, I didn't know I had preeclampsia until the day that we found out. And I had HELP syndrome, which is a variant that is even more deadly.
Yeah, that one's a scary one. Oof.
And so they rushed us to they put me to sleep and everything. It was so scary and so quick. I don't know. It just was dangerous and scary. And thank God we're okay. It gave me some PTSD though, because now, every health issue, I'm telling you, Bentley gets a cold and I'm like, oh God. I start panicking. It makes me sick. Oh God, it's just.
But he's here now and he's fine. And I promise you he'll stay and be fine because I had a little NICU baby and he's grown up and he has his own little baby.
Yeah.
So, it's all going to work out. But I was nervous like you when he was that age too.
You were? Oh my God, good. Because that makes me feel better. Because I'm like, dude, this has really screwed up my head. It really has.
No, Christine G, that's not that son. That's my youngest son who rode the dirt bike across the backyard and missed the gear he went from first to third and he just hauled ass across the backyard and hit the fence. And for a minute I couldn't breathe and my heart stopped beating. And he just kind of tumbled and then he stood up and he was fine. And it just, That second one, man. That's watch your middle. If you have more than two, that second one, that middle child, watch that one.
Watch that. 15G, and
that one will mess you up.
good. That's good to know. Okay, you guys, hold on. Let me show you this because let me ask you first, because I was looking at this as we were talking. March 1st, is that the day of her arrest?
No, March 2nd is the day she got arrested.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So this was
Why?
March 1st. Just because this post was March 1st. And Landon writes, this is before Gannon was found. She says, Lord, I ask you and beg of you, please help us to understand. Please take control of this and allow your mercy to shine. You are in control and you are on your throne. I ask and beg in your name, Lord, please remove anything that is in the way of your glory. Remove all evil things from this case/search. I need you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. It's all about you, Gannon. We love you. We miss you. We need you. So that was the day before she was arrested. And then let me see.
But they might have known that it was coming because remember they had to, she was in South Carolina, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I always get the Carolinas mixed up. Okay, so yeah, she's in South Carolina, and
Welcome,
they had
sorry.
Oh, AJ, hey, and they had surveillance on her. Remember? So by the time they had watched her for like a couple of days, so by the first, she may have known that it was coming.
Oh, that's a good point. And sometimes they do let them know before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the family, so they're not like hearing from the news and
yes.
Okay, now we're going to get into today's testimony. But first, I want to say, Pointer Lover, I just got that. And thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. And I'm going to share it with Jenn because she has something special coming up. I'll tell you after because I don't want to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you so much. You guys are so wonderful. All of you. I really appreciate you guys. Okay, let's go to, I'm going to pull up this clip. But first, I'll just say when we started today, first of all, Letecia was sick when we started.
Yeah.
Imagine
she's choking on her lies.
Yeah. They're making her sick. She's literally so toxic, it's making her physically ill at this point. So,
but she was going to be, she was nauseated. You're nauseating, ma'am.
She is.
You're probably nauseated because you don't wash your hair. Wash your hair, Samara.
Okay, wait a minute. Wrong thing.
She's so gross.
Hold on one sec.
Now, I will say this. I saw a lot of, while Allie's looking, I saw a lot of comments in the law and crime chat about why doesn't the judge make her sit up? Because this is the way he runs his courtroom. And as long as she's sitting quietly and she's not being disruptive, he can't make her put her head up or look at any of the exhibits or anything like that. Just like when Alec Murdoch was blowing snot bubbles at the defense table during his trial, and just, ugly crying and all that and just being so extra. That judge didn't stop him either because the jury is taking all of that in. And if she wants to sit with her head down and go full, grudge, oh, well,
Well, okay. I'm sorry. I was trying to fix our video in the back, but
okay.
No, it messed up, and then so I was like halfway hearing you and halfway paying attention to that, but I think I got it. And I'm sorry, Jenn. Okay.
No, you're fine. Exactly, Ava. She has the right to face her accusers. That doesn't mean she literally has to look at any of them. And she picks and chooses when she looks. She's very calculating. Crafty ass bitch.
Yeah,
sorry.
Or when it's stuff that's embarrassing to her, her head's down and she's not listening.
Right.
Okay.
But I have to really give it to to Dr. Torres. A lot of people in the law and crime chat were not a fan of her cadence, the way she speaks, but I was a fan of it. She could do ASMR. But more than anything, She had a very, very fantastic way of explaining things. And she reminded me a lot of Dr. B. Like these are the way that she would respond to certain questions reminded me a lot of Dr. B. Like if I would ask Dr. B something and or try to say, does this mean X, Y, and Z? Rather than say no, she would be like, well, you almost have it, but here, this is the missing part. That's how she would explain it. And that's how this um psychologist was, and I really liked her. I don't know, she just reminded me of Dr. B.
I was so curious of what you guys would think about that, especially after the criticism. And what did she think? Did she like her?
I haven't had a chance to catch up with Dr. B because she's been real busy at work, but I know we will catch up about it. We usually catch up over the weekend, and I know that she's watching it intently. So,
okay. Well,
I think she hasn't said anything, so I think that's usually a good sign. Yeah, usually if she's, she'll be like, Jen, are you watching? I don't even know why she asks me because, of course, I'm watching. But did you see that?
And I'll be like, Emily. Yeah. Wait a minute, and then did I miss one? Yeah, Teresa, thank you. Thank you so much. And Emily, thank you. But for some reason, Emily's don't show at the top. Teresa's does, but Emily's is in the chat. It's strange the way StreamYard does things.
Hey, it doesn't do the thing on the side anymore where it has comments and then supers or something.
I've not got that
in the
yet.
back. Gage, get on it.
I never got the update yet anyways, but hopefully I do soon. Okay, well, anyway.
Okay.
Dr. Torres back on the stand. That's the one you're talking about, who you like her too. I thought she did an excellent job today. She kept her calm, even with the defense attorneys, which I want to show you guys pictures of them and some reviews from their sites and stuff after we get through the testimony. It's not a lot. It won't be too long, but it's pretty interesting. But anyways, so she's back on the stand and they're talking about the forensic interview. And she says that she was they're trying to get the defendant's story, what they're thinking, feeling, and what actions they were taking at the moment this happened and their perception of reality in this moment. So, and this is neutral. This is a neutral person for the court. They're not for the prosecution. They're not for the defense. Now the defense has hired their own, but this person is, at least, and she made a point to mention that today. So then they play this. I think we'll just play it and react, and then we'll talk. What do you think? Because this is like the biggest part. Yeah, it was Jenn hiccup.
Yeah, I did hiccup. Christine always got to call me out. Can't just let it go.
Hey, Roxanne. Oh, Emily, we love you guys, and I appreciate you guys so much. Y'all are funny. Did you just hiccup, Jen Lou?
I sure did.
Okay. I ain't letting that fly, she said.
I know. She never lets nothing I do fly. Nothing.
Okay, you ready? Because this is pretty.
Yes.
This is an intense part. I have a lot of questions about this, but I think I'll play it. And if there's anything they don't touch on that's like in my notes that I want to touch on, we'll talk about it after.
Okay. I'm gonna mute
in
case I hiccup again.
Okay, I'll mute too, but you let me know if there's like a point you want to say something you want to comment on. Okay.
All right.
Ager, Angelica, Dad's Ager's family, and Lena were all in the house. Harley, Lena, I think Angelica was laying down, and Ty was on his way back. Ty goes to school in Florida. Ty was on his way back here. Whenever that noise again, I realized my handgun is in the car. I never drove a car, it was in the car.
Maria, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Me and okay. Here, and I start going down the stairs slowly, and I run back up the stairs. And I was like, downstairs. Now, I don't know who's downstairs, what's going on. I don't even know if anyone's in the house or if it's just the people looking or what's going on. When we go back down the stairs, Baker, like the other handgun on him. Crossing over the front stairs.
I forgot. I want to put up the closed caption because there is a transcript I checked earlier because I wanted to see how long it was into the part I wanted to talk about, which was just like 2 or 3 minutes. But also, let me say, have you noticed that it's now Edgar?
Yes. Yes, she's writing a new character. Now we have to deal with Edgar.
Oh, Corey, thank you. Corey, that is so sweet. And welcome, you guys. All Rich, turn it on for next time. Thank you, guys. Okay, wait, what was it? I was going to... Okay, here. Who the F is Edgar? Sorry.
Nobody knows who Edgar is. He just came out of nowhere, and apparently he has Letecia's gun. It's what it sounds like. It's hard on this part because she kind of cuts out a little bit, but yeah.
Christine, it's not a very, it is somewhat informational, but it's like, I think we always do a little bit of a mixture. No need to, I mean, you can't help but get angry and talk shit when you watch her. I think that's just, I don't know. It's just, I can't help it.
It's both, Christine. Hello. Have you met me?
I'm curious. I know who Edgar is. I don't know if
doesn't Edgar... doesn't he have something to do with Alaska? Crime Curious.
Ooh.
Wasn't there an Edgar in Alaska?
Okay, I'm gonna play it till we get an answer.
Okay.
From it's only a couple minutes into. I mean, I'm sure I want to say something about every other sentence. So
me too.
I'll try not to, but
Will. Someone in it looks like a cape. And so it's like a cape wrapped around it. Go straight into the back bedroom. As soon as I see him go to the straight back bedroom, I'm going to instantly go into protection mode. I went to go grab the gun off, like from Edgar. And I saw the person in the cape. I didn't know who it was. I happened with the whole Michael, the archangel, the whole thing that happened with my stepdad.
All right, you got to push pause right here.
The gun hits me and then hits the person in the cape.
First of all, Michael the archangel.
I gotta stand up.
Is he the angel in charge of making arches? He's an archangel.
She read it, obviously.
Like, good girl. First, and coming around with a damn business card. Yeah, but she's saying Edgar, not Edward. Edward was Bella's, which we can talk about that later because Edward was like 100 and some odd years old and Bella was 17. I'm not going to say any more than that. Okay. It's always creeped me out. But at the end, I think I feel like Edgar came from.
Like Edgar, but calling him Edgar. Or
I don't know.
Keep going. I'm sorry, Jen.
Because I feel like Edgar came. There was an Edgar. Is it Edgar? Is she saying Edgar or Edgar? I feel like she's saying Edgar.
I thought Edgar too. And thank you, Sunset Gazing, for gifting Ava a membership. Thank you.
Here it is. In August of 2020, she said Albert owed Edgar. Hold on. Let me bust out. Did you hide it? Oh, highlighted it. Okay.
I did it.
From High Stakes Poker.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you're reading it.
She says Edgar should be in jail for manslaughter, kidnapping, and tampering, and that Albert should be in jail for manslaughter. Oh, that's right. See, I knew there was some kind of,
that's who poker. Oh,
High Stakes Poker. With who was running the table? Was it Michael the Archangel? Fuck off, Letecia.
Cece, thank you. Oh, I get so mad that I can't see when somebody gives memberships because I want to tell you guys thank you and I appreciate it so much. So thank you.
Just out here naming the angels wrong. Can't take her nowhere.
The Archangel. Okay. Also, the cage, the person in the cage, cape is what she's saying, I believe.
Yes, cape.
I thought I was like, I messaged Melissa because I knew she was watching live. I figured you were too, and many people, but I don't know why. I just thought of her at this moment. So I was like, hey, I told you that before. But I was like, hey, did she say cage? Like the person in the cage? Because I could not the audio is so bad. And on
No
my
Smashing
phone,
Pumpkins. She was not talking about anyone in a cage. He was in a cape.
Okay. Oh, hey, Dorothy.
Hey, Dorothy, what's up?
How are you? True Purpose, aka Dukes. Hello, welcome. Okay, the person in the cage. I'm going to rewind it a second though, because I want to comment on this in full context. I'm going to rewind.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because we need to hear about Michael the Archangel.
I was the archangel. The whole thing that happened with my stepdad, and when I grabbed it from him, the gun hits me and then hits the person in the cape.
Okay.
At the time, I didn't know who the person in the cape was. Oh, standing on top of the bed. I didn't know at the time it was standing on top of the bed until later on when I sat down with my attorneys and we put it together and realized it. I didn't know until that point that it was Gannon standing. Because prior to that, I thought the whole like cape thing. We put it together.
Worry about theft.
She didn't know with her attorneys until she was with her attorneys, but then somehow that makes absolute no sense with the rest of her story about all the other details she remembers about the noise that sounded like her grandfather, like in those things. That makes
Right,
no
exactly.
It's so frustrating.
It was me, my attorneys, and Michael the Archangel. Fuck off.
We do need a transcript, J Lord. Okay, let me keep playing it. This part really pisses me off, though. I'll tell you. This is like,
Okay.
Oh, it's just because it's number one. Well,
She's still blaming him.
Yeah, she
That's
does still
why.
blame him. And Lena. Like
Yeah.
the Ty and Lena.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I sit and I cry with them. I did this with them and everything. The only thing that comes to my mind is that the way the cover was wrapped, that's what had to look like the cape, was the way that he had the cover wrapped around him. They can see what they want, whatever about me. I never was purposely hurt again or hurt anyone that I would have thought it would have again. Never in a million years, okay? Never. I've had these kids all over the country. If I was going to do something like that, it would be somewhere in another country. Like, come on, like people want to kill people, do it because they want to take someone's life.
No, sometimes they do, or sometimes they do it because they're just angry and they go too far with their anger, and it's too far or whatever. But that's not the case, Letecia. She's and
correct.
Also,
you also don't need to go out of what country you've been all over. You just said I've been all over this country with those kids, which that's true. So what do you mean you're going to go out of the country to unalive a child? Get the fuck out of here, Letecia. That makes no damn ass sense. And I know you're trying to get your, crazy on right now so that, they'll give you some kind of absolution, but there is none for you, ma'am. You're just a trash bag human.
J Lord, we are going to, as soon as it ends, like I know some people have put them in already. I think that, Jenn, are you just going to wait till the trial ends, you think? And we were talking about it, and Jenn said she will put one in for us and we'll go through it. But I'm telling you guys, what they showed us today is just going to be part of it, number one, and it's going to take a long time to go through it all.
I don't think that we would be. I am going to FOIA request everything, okay? But I'm not sure if we will be able to get the interviews with, like the forensic interviews. I think we're most likely going to be stuck with whatever we get to see in court is what we'll see of those. But I'm still going to ask just in case, because you never know. Doesn't hurt to ask, and I won't be any worse off.
Yeah.
If they say no, but they might say yes.
Usually this kind of thing I would watch fervently, like can't get enough, but it's like trying to eat the entire cake. And Matilda, I'm bored of her, sick of her shit. I know she is migraine inducing. Oh, thank you, Mountain Goat. She is such a freaking terrible, horrific person. There is no way that his little sister helped. She was talked to, and no 8-year-old is going to hold that trauma.
Mm-mm.
I am really curious of why she said that. She said it as if it was part of, because she says multiple times in this, I watched the body cams over and over. I've looked at this. I've looked at all the evidence. You had to use the evidence to put it together. And at one point, she was her own attorney, and
I was just going to say.
Right. He kind of lines that out today and says, when you're pro se, you are given all of this. She's had access. She
knows what they have. So This is why it's problematic, because before she ever sat down to this forensic interview, sanity evaluation, before she ever sat down to all of this, she had all of her discovery. They were sending it to her. And she knows at this point what they have against her. So this makes it even more complicated. I mean, she's already a lying liar, mouth who tells lies anyway, right? But now she knows what evidence they have. So now it's my opinion that she is molding her story around the evidence that they have. My guess is at this point, she doesn't quite have all of it, or there are some things that she just simply refuses to address. Because there's, she only addresses the gunshots. She doesn't address the stabbing, and she doesn't address the blunt force trauma. So, I think that part of it she probably chose not to address. But, they don't give you, even when like your defense attorney requests discovery, they don't give it to you all in one fell swoop. They give you a bunch and then it starts rolling in. You know what I'm saying? So,
Ooh, J Lord, that's a very interesting comment. Roxanne, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. With my Cash App, I don't really put my number. I don't put that stuff out there a lot. I don't like to post it all the time. I'm really cautious about that, and just because this stuff is so sensitive, and I never want to. I don't know, but I will say this because last time when you sent one, Trenton got a Cash App card, and I've linked it to my card, right? So I can see everything he does. But so that's kind of what I put that money, if I get money in Cash App, then I'll send it to him on Cash App, and he can play his games on the computer or things like that. And I can see. It's really cool. It's as long as they're 12 and up, I think you can do it.
That's awesome. Oh, I love that.
So thank you, Roxanne. And also, thank you, Backyard Garden. So sweet. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Lolo, no, I don't mind. Lynn, will you post my email address? Honestly, I think it's great she has the discovery. She just gets more and more ridiculous in her cover-up story.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. She's,
It is so bad, Cook Street. It really is. Hey, Cement Shoes.
Hey, Cement Shoes.
I know. Every time I say it, you say it totally different than me. I don't. I can't change the way I say it.
Our twang is different.
Yeah, the cement. I say cement. I don't know.
What do I cement? What do I say? Cement shoes? Yeah.
Cement, yeah. But even some things I just say wrong, and I don't know why. Like ramen noodles. I know it's ramen. I know that. And even Bentley corrects me. But for some reason, when I was a kid, I always called him ramen.
I need to hear Bentley correct you. That would just make me.
It's ramen, Mom.
Don't you love it when they get all persnickety like that? Like you're just the dumbest person in the world, but 2 days ago you were the smartest woman alive. Yeah. That's it's fun times.
2 days ago, 2 days ago, they were asking you about the meaning of the world and life.
Right. Exactly. And all of a sudden you're just a dumb dummy. Like, what is wrong with you? Can't get shit right. That's how my kids were. Maybe it was, I do take a little pleasure in knowing it happens to other moms. I thought it was just my kids, but no, every mom says it.
That's so funny. And let me see, there was something I had wanted to the couple I wanted to respond to. I've never heard of that, Stephanie, but I want to check it out. And then she said the burns were stab wounds. Joanne, I know. The audacity is like the perfect phrase for this woman, because she has a lot of it. She has a
She
whole lot
has too much. She
Mhm.
has too much. Like that bun she tried to wear in court the other day, that's where she keeps her extra audacity. I can't stand. I just ugh.
Thank you, Corey. Good job, Allie. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. And Christine, I tried to comment twice, but I can't get it under 150 letters. I hate when that happens.
YouTube out here stifling people. Christine
And
G can't get out her muchness.
Ava Bentley, I'm telling you, he is feisty, very feisty. Actually,
love
TT
it.
always says he's a little TT. Hellraiser.
I love it.
Okay, all right. We still got a lot to go, but it's
Yeah, we
good.
do.
This is so dark and so infuriating that I think that this is the best way to get through it is to be able to do like we do, talk in between, talk to our friends in the chat, to each other.
Yes.
It's just the only way to do it.
You have to break it up because otherwise I'm telling you guys, like I said the other day, the darkness, like this case, these two cases they're so evil and dark that it will swallow you up like the nothing and never ending story. And you'll be all over here like, Bastion, call my name. And that's what we're needing right now. So
yes, exactly. Thank you, Carol Claus, just because you guys are too sweet. Thank you, guys.
aw, you guys are so sweet.
And yes, it's just I'm telling you, when I say last night, I was like really in my feelings about this. That's why I have all those Facebook posts, because I was just like, looking at all the pictures and things I could, crying, watching videos, all that. And it's enough to make you crazy if you don't find an easier way to consume it, or a little bit of a.
You have to break it up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not what happened. They painted me as this monster, and I did all these crazy things. I never once knew it was Gannon. I, in fact, didn't even know it was Gannon until later on. The reason I did is because Lena, I guess the noise woke Lena up. If you read the report, Lena told you that she helped carry Gannon's body. That report in her interview, she says on that Gannon's body's not moving.
Can you push pause real quick?
Yes.
Allie, yes. Yes, cement shoes. Artex. I'm still not over Artex, the horse. That movie fucked with me on every level, but it's still the best one ever. Okay, we can keep going, but I had to say that because I had to get it out or it was going to bother me. And then I would be distracted the rest of this time.
No, that's okay, because I have a point I want to comment on this. And thank you, Dorothy. Said it's
Thanks,
so good
Dorothy.
to see you guys sound great doing this commentary. Thank you. I'm glad that you're here. Okay.
We hate Letecia.
Yeah, a lot. But
a lot.
Okay, this is the part with Lena. Okay.
Yes, this is the part we have to focus on because this is messed up, y'all. Messed up.
Well, I have to wonder, is it possible that she switched Lena out with someone else? I don't know, but the way that she says this with such certainty, and I'm going to replay from like just the last 25 seconds that we just heard, but she says, she says the noise woke Lena up, and if you read the reports, she helped carry Gannon. She said Gannon's body's not moving because she was there to see. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that very beginning of that and listen to this. Now, because she says it with such certainty, she has been looking at all the evidence. I want to know what Lena said, because later on, he comes back and he says, is that consistent with what you heard what you read when you read Lena's statement about the last time that she saw her brother? And she said, no, I would not say that's consistent. She didn't say, though, how far. I don't know. We don't know. So that's what I don't know. So let me just play it and then we'll listen.
Well, yeah, because because she had the discovery, she had Lena's interview. And of course it's Letecia. Have you met her? She twists everything. So who knows? They know what Lena actually said, but we have, like Allie said, we have no idea what she said. And I have a feeling that I don't know, because she's so. There's always like a kernel of truth to the things Letecia says, but there are times when she completely fabricates something or twists it so much that it's nowhere near the original story. So I think we are going to have to be patient. And because, I mean, Lena is on the witness list.
Yeah, well, they have one left. So who is it? And I'm curious. I asked her. She gave me who she thinks it could be. I think she's. That's what she said that she sent when that you read out. Hold on, let me see.
They have what? Listen, they have one witness left for their case in chief. Okay, so then the defense will go, and then the prosecution will have a rebuttal, and it's very possible that Lena could be part of the rebuttal.
Okay.
Depending on how far they go with this. If I had to guess about who their last witness would be, I mean,
She said there's a James Holmes. Wait, no, not James Holmes. Thomas Gray.
that's the doctor, the other doctor. That's the other psychiatrist that interviewed her.
Yeah, and that's the one that was in the like you can hear him on this, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then Emily, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I do.
Oh, yay,
You guys
Emily.
be on the lookout for member giveaways because I do them often. I haven't done one in a couple weeks. I have the stuff to do one, so I'll post it soon. I just wanted to grab maybe one or two more things because I was doing like a box of a few little things. But anyways, be on the lookout.
Did you ever sell that big T-shirt, that tie-dye, the one that I wanted? You know, the one that I said I could wear for PJs because it's so long. Did you ever sell that?
I don't remember. I've got a few. I've got a few in there that I hadn't sold that I just have put up, and I can see if that's it, or I can always make you anything. I was gonna get some like sundresses and nightgowns.
Sundresses and nightgowns. Oh my god. Okay.
I did some sundresses last year, and they were so pretty. They're on my little Instagram tie-dye.
I also like 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 a pajama set, with the shirt and the shorts, because it's hot here in the Floridas. So I need like a shirt and shorts set. But if you do one of those, I'll for sure buy it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll
Also
see
probably buy a sundress, even though I have no business wearing a dress. I don't know how to act in a dress. I mean, I do. I did take charm school. I do know how to act. I just sometimes be forgetting.
I can't believe your charm school. I can't believe he outgrew it already, Dorothy. Yes, that's sure I sent Jerry. It was really pretty. The sundress, I love dresses because they're so comfortable. It feels like, you know what I mean? You don't have anything tight around your waist. Like
you feel a little free, I'm not gonna lie. And sometimes I'd be feeling a little too free and forget how to sit.
Okay, all right. I'm going to play this again, and then
okay.
I think it's going to go through some of what we've heard, but I'm going to let it play for another minute after that and then pause just so we can get through some of it. But
okay.
What was you going to say?
Nothing. I'll be quiet. I'm being quiet is what I was going to say.
You don't have to be quiet. She did go to charm school. Yes, like the freaking
I
show.
did.
It was Gannon. I didn't even know
about
it
Lena
was Gannon until later on. The reason I didn't is Lena, I guess the noise woke Lena up. If you read the report, Lena told you that she helped carry Gannon's body. That report in her interview, she says on that Gannon's body's not moving. That's because she was there and she helped carry Gannon's body to the car. I couldn't get him up the stairs. I didn't even know it was Gannon at that time until I moved him up. I lose it. Like, I am all over the place, like screaming, crying. That's how Lena hears me. Lena's helped me. Now, Harley's still asleep. She hasn't woke up to reading this. It's the hard for me. Lena helps me tote Gannon up the stairs. I'm throwing up, like, blood, the side of him. Like, I lived on Gannon is still alive. Gannon is barely talking. We try to get him up steps. We take him. I'm like all over the place. We get out the garage to go to the car. Not going out. Because at this point, I think I was in complete and utter shock. And I know I'm throwing up because I see all this later. So when I tell you I know I'm doing something, sit back and written a timeline and looked at everything and figured, this out. God was just on it. I remember being in the car on the passenger side, and we were taking Gannon to the hospital. But I was on the passenger side. Okay. Now my leg's bleeding, which, if you look at the footage from the hospital, you can see where I got hit with a bullet. Okay? So my leg's bleeding.
You've probably seen a gaggle of donkeys on YouTube.
Letecia is a gaggle of donkeys.
You've probably seen a gaggle of donkeys on YouTube. No. Jackass is all I know.
Yeah. We're looking at one right now, a jackass with dirty hair and lies.
Yes. Okay, but the way that she says that, number one, she makes me so angry with Gannon was still talking, barely. We were going to take him to a hospital. Like I can feel the blood pressure raising in me now. But the way that she says that is so interesting because she's so sure of herself. And it's even the throw, like, think about the details. I'm throwing up and the this and the that. And you know what I mean? I don't know why. I don't know.
Okay, I'll say this.
Crime Curious
I'll say this.
sent me a really interesting looking article and a video. So I'm going to send that over and we'll watch that too when we get off this.
Okay. I got to say this about what I think she's talking about here. First of all, there's a lie in it. You do not have a gunshot to your leg, Letecia. Please stop. There was nothing wrong with you. You were at the cop shop, ma'am, and had those dadgum EMTs and paramedics trying to ask you what your birth date was, and all you could say was 35. Okay? Stop playing with these people out here. Wasting resources, ma'am. But what I think Lena may have said is, when I saw Gannon, he wasn't moving. Lena may have seen Gannon asleep in his bed, or what she thought was asleep in his bed, and they may have asked her, was he moving? And she said no. This part, what I'll say is, do I think she was in shock after what she had done? Yeah, I do. Do I think she was panicked? Yeah, I do. But there is time when it is just Lena and Letecia in that house. Because Harley is driving around the neighborhood. And there's a time when it's Harley is talking to Letecia, but they're obviously on speakerphone because there's a cross conversation, where Harley is asking Lena about a house that Gannon goes to play at and asking about different vehicles parked in front of the house. Okay. But there was a moment when there was a time when Lena was alone with Letecia. What she saw or didn't see, I pray she didn't see anything. I pray what she's talking about is maybe she also had Lena go downstairs and say goodnight to her brother. And that's what she's talking about. I pray she didn't see anything.
I do too. When was this interview? Oh my God, it's in my notes, but honestly, hold on, let me see.
March of 2022.
Okay. Thank you. I was going to try to double check.
There's two.
So it is what it is.
There was one in March of 2022, and then there was one in June of 2022.
Oh, welcome, Dorothy. Thank you. Thank you. And look who else is here. Hey, Christine. Me?
Yay!
Do you guys like spray perfume and put gum in before you get on live too?
Like you're getting ready.
Yeah.
Wow.
What you doing, Christine?
Oh, nothing. I took today off, and it's been the super coolest, easiest day, and I don't feel bad about it.
Good. You should take a day off. Dorothy, January 27th, 2020 is the day that Letecia reported Gannon missing. The last time that Gannon was seen was that afternoon at like 2:30 on January 27th. And then she called 911 at 7:00 that evening to report him as a runaway. And then found the 17th of March.
Yeah. Thank you, Lisa Lulu. You need to have Crime Curious talk about the new mental health laws. Love you, ladies. Oh, thank you. Christine, do you have any thoughts on this stuff with Lena? And we'll keep watching and you can comment along the way, but do you have anything before we keep going about like her comments about,
okay. Great host, Alex.
Yeah.
So I haven't been like following you guys like with every single day, you know, because I've been doing like school and stuff. But so I don't know if you guys have already touched on this today, but some of the things are things that I did notice today. Like it was like in the same small window of time. I know they have been like breaking the videos up a little bit, but like within the same, like we're sitting there watching, it's like the same session, same time. Like she said both that she looked at his arm and assessed it and thought that it did look bad enough to need to go to the emergency room. And then like a few minutes later, she said that that his arm wasn't that bad. It was just little bubbles. But like in the same
I actually
didn't notice that.
No, I heard the second one. I heard her say the part about like it wasn't, you know, I checked it out and they were just little, a centimeter or whatever she said.
Yeah, she always. I don't think I ever heard her say that she did say she assessed it.
Maybe, but like it was like specifically like I noticed it because it was the first time I'd heard her say it like that.
I'm sure she did say it because she said all kinds of
was bad enough to go to the emergency room, but for what, like they were in the truck or something when she said she looked at it, and then like just not that much later she said that it was just little bubbles, and I was like, well, okay, well, whatever. But also her testimony like today gave me this whole idea of that probably like in my opinion, I think that he probably the whole burn thing happened, however that happened, and then she gave him the Vicodin or whatever she gave him that night, and he was sleeping, you know, like he was like downstairs when Harley got home and she only saw his head, and he wasn't feeling good the next day because if you take too much of that, like you will be sick the next day, you know, like, and then he was already injured, and so I think that that's the order that I thought that she gave him the Vicodin so that because she didn't know what to do that night, you know.
I think you're probably right. And maybe she thought that it was going, I don't know. Do you think she gave it as a treatment or like as a method to try to kill him?
I think that she probably gave it to like keep him quiet, like to keep him like placated for like till she could figure out what to do. And then she just decided to do the wrong thing.
Cement Shoe says, I wouldn't trust her to assess a houseplant. Me neither. And thank you.
I wouldn't trust her to assess a pet rock.
Lynn,
she wouldn't be assessing.
It's on my community page because she made a little video actually about something from the CAS team, the FBI CAS team that works in Colorado, like comparing it to the Watts case. And I shared that on my community tab earlier today. And then, yes, also part of criminality. And if you, and criminality is in the Nightbot, so I'll drop that one. Oh, shit. What happened?
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
Okay, and then I only noticed one other thing. I don't know if you guys went over it already because I got here late, but I noticed how she kept being like she did she not think they were gonna like fact check her story? Like when she was telling about how like Harley was so worried and you know, is Gannon all right and stuff, and like Harley's messages were like confused, like, well, huh? I think like, literally her messages, huh?
I think she
thought it was the dogs.
Yeah,
she thought the dogs were hurt.
Yeah, so she kept like embellishing like the parts like about the like Lena and Harley and just like things going on around her, like they weren't gonna check, like they're just gonna believe her.
No, I think what she doesn't care, Christine, because she's crazy. Crazy people don't care if their story is believed.
I mean, she's playing it so hard that she might be
too
crazy.
hard.
Like she's playing it so hard that
she
might be
is
crazy.
she definitely has some mental health issues. I think that much is clear. But she is not insane, not under any definition of the Colorado statute, because that is what I paid extra, y'all know how I do, extra close attention to when they really broke it down at the end of the day today about what the requirements were. And at the end of the day, even if she had been diagnosed with DID,
That's what I was
even
about to
if
say. She still wouldn't.
she exactly right, she still would not qualify for to be found insane under the law, under the statute, because the mental health issue that she has is not so severe that it would interfere with her ability to form intent or her ability to understand what how did they put it? It's not knowing right and wrong. It's understanding what right and wrong is. That's how she put it. None of that applies. Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I keep really noticing, like when I listen, like at nighttime when I'm listening to like Nate Eaton's catch-ups from Lori's Vallow trial, Lori Daybell, whatever. So, and when you hear her on the phone, like with her sister and stuff, and like I do understand, like she got sent back for competency, like how many times, you know? And when you hear her talking to her, are you okay, Jen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you hear her talking to her sister, and she's just like, is that your opinion? Or like she does sound like she's like, like it's different. It's a different affect than Letecia playing crazy. You know, it's like,
oh yeah,
Lori,
it is.
Hello.
Like,
you know.
yes.
Well, yes, it is different. But the difference between so what happened with Lori Vallow is competency has to deal with now. The sanity interview or evaluation has to do with then. So what they can do for Lori, which is what they did, is check her out, evaluate her, maybe give her some meds to stabilize her, and then try again. And guess what? Competent. All she has to do is understand what's going on in the trial and be able to assist in her defense. And let me just say this.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You know how I know she's competent? She's competent because she's taking notes like she's writing a freaking thesis paper over there. She's competent. She knows what's going on.
Drawing butterflies on her paper. What are you talking about?
Stick figures. She's playing.
They swear that she is taking. They swear she's taking feverish notes. She's writing feverishly.
I'm just saying.
She looks like she does have to sound it out. Maybe she's drawing sketches of outfits for Jesus.
Or
she's obsessed with what he wears.
Lori, like what I think Lori, like what it comes across to me as is that Lori is like would have been or was in the past so like enveloped in her beliefs that she like I can imagine her talking to like the counselors like, that's fine because I'm going to heaven, you know, or like I'm gonna be, you know, and what I feel sad for you that you're not 144. Like she believed what she was saying, and Letecia
she
just
still
like
believes,
grasping, like, you know, like I mean, really, how many months did you have to think about this? And you all you could think of at that second was Twilight.
Exactly. Of all the vampires that you not interview with a vampire, not violent vampires, sparkly vampires. Get fucked, Letecia. You suck.
Use book 4 of Harry Potter. You know, use book 3 of Harry Potter. Like something really in there. Like get deep with it. But she said Twilight.
Right. Twilight. The crybabiest of all the fucking vampires, Twilight.
How mad is Stephanie? What's her name? The girl that wrote Twilight right now. How she's so like. Oh,
what is her name? Stephanie Myers. Now. I would be suing the shit out of her. Hey, Stephanie, we are all gonna do a class action lawsuit against Letecia because we all had to listen to her freaking phone calls and all of her nonsense. It ain't gonna go nowhere. We just like to mess with her. You should sign on. I'll be spearheading it.
I would love to do that just because I want her to get it and just receive it. that's all as far as I want it to go. But you guys, let's play some more because I don't want to go too far off of it. No, that's okay. I just want to, it's only like a 15-minute video. And
it's taken us 8 hours to get through 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's actually been an hour and 15 minutes to get through the first
We just talked about
because there's so much. She's so freaking ridiculous.
I know.
She's got buttons in her. She's got buttons that summon vampires in her cells. She's got vampires.
Comments now.
Okay, is she? Okay.
No, I'm not. But no, I've not right now. But that we have had.
We've had our moments.
Yeah, me and Jen get the
All
same
your
comments.
complaints in the comments.
People get very upset if you laugh on sometimes. Now, I've not as much.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, not as much recently because I think we've been with Letecia. It's been more like frequent or something. And people are just, and also look, you guys, like I've said, it is so dark. Even laughing when we can, it's still like super depressing. Like when you lay down at night and all you can think about is Gannon and the photos on Facebook and the things like that. So it's really the only way to cope and get through it and consume it all and be able to talk about it because it's interesting. But it's just that dark.
She had her whole discovery, or a good chunk of her discovery. Okay, and she was arrested in 2020. This interview is taking a place in 2022. She's had all the time in the world, and this is the level of cockamamie bullshit that she has decided 50. Was the winner.
I mean,
exactly, Laura.
Jen, we have to give her a little bit of credit. And oh gosh, Allie, okay, hold on 1 second. Jen, you have to give her a little bit of credit because she was studying her discovery. She was writing 12 letters to the judge. She was complaining regularly about her food. She was planning an outbreak. She was getting the outfit and everything.
She was getting threatened in the printer. She was getting threatened in the peanut butter. That's true. But still, this is the story that this made the final cut, and it's just trash. It's not even remotely realistic at all. It's very annoying. It's an insult to everybody, frankly, but most especially to Gannon. Buck up, put your big girl chonies on, and take your licks. You did this.
Remember, I said Crumb Curious sent something like an article that looks interesting, and then that video that says the Audacity reel. She said the Audacity reel, but the article is from September of 2020, and in the article, it's even more shenanigans. It looks pretty interesting. It says something like her new description of Gannon, or hold on, let me see. Jailhouse interview. Letecia Stauch describes new version of beloved Colorado boy Gannon Stauch's death in September of 2020. So, but yeah, she's always up. And I'm surprised she hasn't had an outburst or something. I'm truly surprised at that.
I saw in the comments today that she yelled no or something at the lady right when they
That's what I saw. That's what I saw, but I missed the no part. And and then apparently she apologized. That's what you're sorry for, Letecia? Again.
I heard the judge, but I did not hear the no. Like the judge made a comment to her. I have that in our clips to watch. Like I'll play it in a second, but yeah, let me play this and then we'll talk. We'll pause again in a minute or two.
Okay.
Let's see.
That's probably why there was a little bit of my blood on the car. I don't know at this point. I don't know if she went back in the wake party. I don't think because I remember being back up in the car and being like, "There's no palm trees." Now you say, "What is palm trees?" In South Carolina, when you go to the hospital and there's palm trees, it's on the Grand Shin. That's why it's called Grand Shin. The beach, and there's palm trees. I didn't see any palm trees when we were in the car, so I didn't think I was on the right road. But I was in the passenger seat, not in the driver's seat. Next thing I know, when I wake back up, I hear a loud noise, like a howling noise, like a noise, and it reminds me of like when my grandpa died, and he made like this noise. That was the noise I heard when I wake back up and I'm in the garage in the car. Now we look at camera footage, and my car does.
I believe that. I believe that these are like, there's a lot of details that she does put out that I think are true. But why would she say that if that wasn't true? You know what I
These
mean?
are leaks.
Oh,
These
it's
are
just-
leaks.
God.
These are leaks. She can't get over with the not guilty by reason of insanity if she doesn't take culpability. So some of this is the truth, but not
Lisa Lee, I see you, and I'm with you.
not in
Not
the
gonna
way
talk
that
about
she's
it, but-
putting it.
Wasn't her first kill, and it wasn't her last kill. Oh, Christine is doing a lot of digging too into some of that, but
No, I don't think.
Okay.
I couldn't hear her. What she said.
She said, "No, I don't dig. You dig more than a Labrador puppy. You need to stop."
You research. You don't dig, okay? It's research.
Don't get me fired from my FBI job before I even got it, okay?
The FBI welcomes diggers. They love that shit.
One day I graduate, and they're going to be like, so look into my past, and they're going to find me.
Don't send them to me for a reference. Not because I won't give you one, but we won't stay on the topic of you for very long because it'll be the fucking FBI and I'll want to know all the things. So just don't even give them my number. I'll give you a fantastic reference like 4 hours later after I'm done with all my questions.
I've heard you can be on hold with FBI for like 2 years.
You can, yes, FBI. Oh my gosh, they get thousands of fraud. They get thousands of just fraud reports every single day. They really do. That's at least what they say, anyways. But
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be on hold if you give them my number to give you a reference. So they'll be calling me. If anybody would put anybody on hold, silly, it'd be me putting them on hold. And I have far too many questions. They're going to go right to the front of the line on the. Yeah.
Okay, but listen, Amy says that at least the jury sees through here, but through her. But you guys, I don't know. Do they see through her? Because today they had a question today that was, if you are just asking about her self-reporting, like if you're just evaluating her self-reporting, is it still possible that she would have the symptoms of DID? That's an odd question that made me think, wow, so they are considering that they are truly considering if she might have it, you know, which is good. They should, right? But I'm just saying.
Well, their question was more along the lines of,
me too, Dorothy.
Would it change your mind? If you had found that she did have DID, would it change your mind and would she be insane? That was their question. And the answer is no, because even if they had found that she did have DID, it doesn't rise to, she cannot form the necessary requirements for intent, and that she doesn't understand what right and wrong means. So it wouldn't have changed. That's what the bar to get to an actual insanity for the state evaluator to declare you insane under the law is a very, very high bar. It almost hardly anybody ever makes it that far. So
when her guilty plea comes in, sorry.
No, go ahead.
When
It's
her guilty plea comes in, it's not. I mean, I've still got to hand it to the Andy attorney because he basically became a psychologist for this. On that cross-examination the other day, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Even today,
it's not for lack of homework.
Yes, homeboy Googled every article about DID. He is.
It sounds like
he is on a first name. I was going to say he's on a first name basis with the author of the DSM-5. All of it.
Yeah.
He knows all the things.
The only reason I
said her hard.
When I was like, we both were getting ready to speak, and I was like, no, you go ahead. All I was going to say was I meant to say thank you to Roxanne in the chat, but I was listening to you guys and also reading like other comments.
I saw that.
And I said, thank you, Christine.
You're welcome. Yeah, I know. You're welcome. That's correct. Yes.
I'm like, no, you're supposed to be thanking Roxanne.
Christine loves
Where's
to be
Jade?
thanked.
She's gonna be so sad that she missed this.
Sorry
She
about
will be sad. We got to find her. Where is she?
Okay, I'm gonna press play while we look. Okay.
Okay, go.
We've made it 6 minutes and 5 seconds
Let's go
into a
out.
15-minute fucking interview.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Oh, 5 minutes. So leave the neighborhood. So what we put together is that it must have been when I went out in the noise, it must have been when Gannon took his last breath and I was still out of it. Go back in and park the car. Or come back to until Lena must have came back outside to the car. And Lena's asking what's going on, what's everything. I go in the house. Harley's face, Lena's face, are just like white, like they've seen a ghost. Like they don't even know. Police, like the whole world, as if this ain't really going on. Like there is no way this happened. Like there's nothing wrong, y'all. Everything's fine. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be home. That's when I started going through like all the motions of, going to go get this person. Because to me, it wasn't really going on. Like this was, you can't even compare this to a nightmare. To have gone through that, you can't compare it to a nightmare. That is far from a nightmare. And to know that he was speaking to me and Lena as we were trying to take him off the stairwell. And then it was like none of it was real. So I just started going into different personality of like, this ain't really going on. We gotta find him. I don't know what to do. I guess somehow I go on to the airport. I don't remember that, but our footage going on to the airport. Our footage just talking to people and saying like, we're gonna find him. Like,
I work for Lumi Deodorant, and I have a very special YouTube-only deal for you. Stick
Alex.
around and find out.
I don't-
Again, so, we have donkeys and deodorant. Perfect for Letecia.
I want to say real quick, just really fast, Aunt B, Corinne, Mom to an Angel, anybody else who's lost a child, I am so sorry to you guys. My heart is with you guys, and I cannot imagine, and I am so sorry for what you've been through. I can't imagine like people like her probably just, oh my God, make
your blood boil.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. And then
Did she just describe Gannon's last breath? Because I think I like trauma. Like I didn't
Yes.
listen to that.
Yes, she did. She did.
And she said that Harley and Lena, this is something I wanted to mention to you guys. She said both of their faces were white. They didn't know what was going on. That makes me think that I wonder what they both knew and saw with her describing it like that, both of their faces were white. Like they didn't know what was going on. And I don't know.
I actually don't think that that's true. I think that she's talking about herself there, but she cannot. She really cannot just own up to what she did because she is a borderline personality.
Yeah, but why does she keep inserting them in that way? Like if them knowing or being there, I don't know. I would
because she knows that she's going to go to trial at some point, right? And that the prosecutors are going to ask these questions. She knows at this point that she's giving this interview that Harley has not sat down and talked to detectives at all.
Yeah, but she's sitting there saying in Lena's interview, like as it's factual, and the lady, like, you know what I mean? Which she wouldn't probably stop her anyways. They're trained to let him talk, but you know what I mean? She's repeating
Allie,
that. Like,
bless your heart. She said that she had a button in her cell to summon.
No. I know
vampires.
that. Right.
She just makes shit up.
She's
just making shit up.
Like we said, she also like lets the truth out at times. And
Yeah, that's true.
she's repeating. Okay, another thing she said, which I don't believe this is true either, but she said she saw this. And I don't think this is in this video. She said when the police were there looking for Gannon, that he was in a tote hiding.
Yes.
And that the tote was moving, and she watched the body cam footage so much that she showed her lawyers, look, he's moving. He was alive, and these trained people couldn't find him.
That's so sick.
Yes. That's sick. She's sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so people are asking about Harley. So Harley didn't talk to investigators because her mom told her not to talk. She didn't sit down with investigators until November of 2022.
Yeah. And yeah. So I'm not saying that I think she's truthful. I still wonder why, like, because there's always a reason. If we know anything about her, there is a reason for everything. She tries to explain away evidence. She tries to make up excuses and she lies a ton, but there's always like a reason for it. You know what I mean? So it just makes me curious to why she keeps bringing these kids. She has involved Harley in this time and time again.
Yeah, she has.
Looking in his book bag Harley found Swisher Sweets in his book
gosh.
bag. Yeah.
So I think that the whole thing with the body cam footage is this. Letecia is a lot of things, but she's not stupid. She does dumb shit, but she's not stupid. And she knows that they're going to look at that body cam footage. And if they see the body cam footage and they look for that tote, and that tote isn't moving, now she's hallucinating. So she must be having some type of psychotic episode. There's always a end game with her. There's always an ulterior motive. And can you imagine? I think in her mind, when she puts Lena seeing things, it's because she wants investigators. She thinks they'll go back and talk to Lena and press her, which will mess with a kid. Let's be honest. That's what she wants. She is cruel and she is vindictive.
Yeah, she is. And that's probably true. But she says in this one point too, I don't get to say bye to Lena. But as far as the tote thing, the very interesting thing about that is there was blood on the tote. There was blood all on the handle. There was in several places on that tote. Yes, they found Gannon's blood.
I believe he was in that tote. But what I don't believe is that tote was moving. And I believe that at the time that officer was there, and I actually don't believe I think that when she's watching that back on her discovery, it actually gave her some type of like, haha, sick chuckle because she got one over on the cops. The Gannon was literally right there and they did not find him. That's what I think that was about in the moment. But she's got to remember what she's doing and why she's here. She's here to see if she is sane or not. So I mean, you know, she's feigning everything that she can feign. Now she's hallucinating.
Yeah. Go ahead, Christine.
So Lisa Lee said a second ago, she said that her family thought she was being persecuted by the police or whatever, or framed. And I mean, or her family was worried or has like covered for her before. I don't know. I know that's tinfoil hat, I guess, but
no, it's not, Christine, because look what we've learned from Lori.
They might have covered for her before and they ran out there to help cover for her. Like, I mean, because that was really convenient. If they hadn't come, she wouldn't have gotten away. Then,
well,
you know,
she said today that she told them that they knew and they were trying to get her to get help. I thought that was interesting too. She pretty much threw her brother under the bus. She didn't name him, but she talks about him at one point. Like she talks, and then she talks about her mom and her brother coming out there and trying to get her to get help, that she had telling her, you've lost it, you need to get some help and things like that. So, and Teresa, I agree. That's like, explain his DNA.
That was like the biggest moment in the trial for me so far, when her brother like freaked out. Like the most like jaw-dropping one, like unexpected. But Oh my goodness. I don't know.
She's thrown everybody under the bus. And look, this whole tote story, there's a kernel of truth to it, but it's also a way to stick it to Al, to Landon, and to investigators. The cops in Letecia's mind, doesn't have to be rational. She's not rational, but to her, this is a way of saying he was literally like right there, and you missed it because you guys are idiots, and I'm so much smarter than you. Ha 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 ha. And to Al and Landon, you know what they're hearing? There was a chance he could have been saved. That's what they hear. And they have to live with that for the rest of their lives. That's why I can't stand her. That's why she is just sick. Ugh.
Yeah, you're so right. Oh my God, though, that is just, it's
I
infuriating.
can't even believe I have the capacity to think like that. Sometimes I scare myself.
I hated how
Jay,
she was saying like that she was in cahoots with Landon and like trying to help her get the kids back.
yes.
She wasn't.
Oh my God. I'd like to
Selfish
smack
ass
her
bitch.
in
You
the
were not
cahoot.
trying to help her do nothing.
Oh, imagine how
wasn't-
Landon felt hearing
Imagine,
that.
I bet she is nice to Landon's face. Like, I bet she's fake friends to Landon's face, but then, like, you know, like one of those kind of people.
Mm-hmm. I could totally see that.
I'd like to smack her right in her cahoots.
Grammy Nene, new subscriber here. Have y'all seen the X on her scalp in her psych interview? Another channel posted it and asked if no, I did not.
I said about her devil mark in my earlier comment. You obviously weren't paying attention.
No, I'm listening, but I never
have to say,
I never seen it, and I didn't know what you meant.
There is an X, and I have to also point out that there's a lot of audio issues in this one, and the way that it cuts in and out is a lot like what happened in other interrogations when a demon is present. I'm trying to tell you, that woman is evil. She got a whole Dybbuk inside of her. Well, yeah, she's either possessed by a demon or she's got a Dybbuk or something. Something ain't right. That bitch is just wrongity wrong. That's it. The end.
Wait, is it in this one that you guys can see the X or my?
Yes.
Like, okay.
Yeah, she's gonna bet. She's gonna lean.
Yeah.
She's gonna lean forward at some point, and
Hey, you know when said, and she goes and she like leans over really far and grabs her apple juice and takes a sip, and then she like leans back over and puts it back down and she looks up at the guy and she goes, "Where should I start?" Bitch.
So it's it would have been right before this started.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just play a second more. I'm gonna walk and grab myself or my laptop charger, anyways, and then I'll be right back. Okay.
We can't pause, so we have to be quiet, Christine G.
Well,
it's what needs to happen, or we're not going to get through this dadgum thing. It's a good thing.
She knows better. She mutes us every time.
I don't mute you guys. I never mute you. That is not true. Okay, I'm gonna play. I'm muting myself though, but I won't be here anyways. But I'll be right back. But you want me to turn it down a little bit in case you do want to say something, or just let it play?
Just let it play because I can hold it.
Okay.
You like remember that vividly. But I know I did it because I've seen it. I'm not going to lie and say I didn't do it because it was there. Me talking, me doing everything. It was just disassociated, and I was like, this is not real. That there is no way this happens. So, there's another male, he's a family member, and I'm not going to say their name. Somehow during this mix, when I was like going crazy trying to get Albert, and I was screaming at everybody talking about it's an accident, I think they have one of the things reports where I was like, I didn't ever know it was Gannon because I really didn't from the tape. The reason he was told was because the bed was sitting, like, you know, you think a twin bed, he was standing on the bed. So to me or to whoever I was, thought that was a person in a cage. That's the only reason at all that the girl would have went. That is the only reason. And like I played this back 50 million times in my head, like, was I in the right mind to have turned the light switch on? No. My mind was in the protective mode because he wasn't there. He wasn't there. Where was he at? Like, this was somebody in the house. It was probably someone trying to molest him. It was probably someone trying to hurt one of us. what I was already going through with my stepdad earlier in the day, Maria could have thought it was my stepdad. He could have thought it was anyone who was trying to hurt anyone else in the house. It's going to protect. That part of me goes in protection mode to protect everyone else around me. So there was never a moment. So there's no murder, there's no hurt, there's no intent. Look, I had everything I wanted in my life. Career, this, that, you name it. Reason to hurt anyone in my home. I gained absolutely nothing out of hurt a child. But if you negativity, shit, crazy as an evil stubborn, I took care of this kid. So I go through that. I had to carry him up because he was dying. There's never, I never in a million years tell anybody what I was not okay. I was not a born because I felt working down with someone in a cape. Like, how do you even explain that again, small that you think it's someone in a cape?
Yet again, she has to mention how much she's done for these kids. She's constantly saying that, and that is so infuriating. And then her,
She's blaming him.
Yeah,
she said if he had not have stood up on the bed, none of this. This is still the way she's just. And Dorothy, no, this did not start over the candle. We have already reasoned out that, and even in this, she's talking about it. Although she leaves where the candle comes in and all that out of this whole situation, but whatever. Or, well, no, she talks about it. There was a big, huge fire, and she's been through all these fires in her lifetime, blah, 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 blah. It's all lies. Look, at the end of the day, the candle does have something to do with it. She used the candle to cover up what happened in the living room area of the basement. That's what she did. He didn't kick, in my opinion. Exactly. He didn't kick over that candle. The candle had nothing to do with it. In my opinion, that video, I believe 100% that she took that video and she had coached Gannon on what to say in that video. Because right when he gets to the part about the burns, as soon as that part comes out of his mouth, she's shushing him. Which I truly, truly believe what he was coached to say was, I'm just worried about the burns, not my burns. I don't think he actually was burned. I think she used that candle and said that he was on fire because I think, to be quite frank with you guys, I think she beat him because she talks to Harley about this fire and how she had to jump on Gannon to get the fire out. And I think this is how it all started. I think that she actually got mad at him for something that happened on that hike, and it escalated and she beat that child. That's what she did. And then she came up with 11 billion fucked off lies and excuses why that didn't happen or why he's going to be found this way or that way. And the truth of the matter is she drove him to where she drove him because she thought she would get rid of him and she thought that suitcase would end up in the Gulf of Mexico. That's what she thought. She's a piece of shit who's wasted a ton of time and resources. The end.
I wonder. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead because I want to hear your thoughts on that too. I was about to ask you your thoughts. I just want to say thank you though to Mandy, and I'll check that email. And two other things about email. Lolo, I forgot, and I will look at that one. And then Danny B, I looked for yours after you told me. I don't know if you saw my comment, but I think that you might have typed the address in wrong. So you might have to double check and make sure that, because I never got that one. And then thank you again, Mandy. And then the only other thing I want to say, because I want to know what you think, Christine, about the candle and all of that. But it's a huge part of her story, and to her it does mean something. I agree with that because, and it makes me wonder. That makes me wonder, what if that was one of the? I don't think so, but what if it was one of the things that she hit him with? I tend to think that I've always wondered that, but I tend to think you're right, Jen, because we know there were 2 pieces of carpet there found that she had removed that had blood on them. So, and one had the wax over it. I do think that it was to cover up evidence, but I don't know. I still wonder about if it could have been used for the blunt force trauma. I don't know, but then, yeah, that's all. Sorry, that was long-winded as hell, but I needed to get it all out.
I
That's
don't
okay.
think
I
they
wasn't
have
going to
found
interrupt you. I
what
did a good job.
Unlike me. I don't think I don't think they found what caused the blunt force trauma to the head. That I think is gone.
Well, she said something earlier about hitting her, somebody, a stepdad or somebody with a bat in the legs or something, remember?
Yeah, she did. And she was getting rid of softball equipment. So there you go.
Yeah.
I had that theory before too. Yeah, I forgot about that one. She makes me crazy. I'm going to mute.
So
Yeah, I gotta hear
that, so she, I mean, if she had driven 500 more feet over that bridge, she would have got him into, I mean, he might have not been found. I mean, she was close to not having him been found. So she's there at night. It's the dead of night. It's obviously dark as hell. And can you imagine she pulls over and she, don't think about it too long, but and then she's sitting there like waiting to hear a splash or something. And then there's no way she can go down there, like, without being conspicuous. Do you think like she knew she was done right then or what?
Oh, I don't know. I've never thought about that actually, because I always kind of assumed that she thought it was going in the water. But you know what?
But I'd imagine you'd listen,
right?
Like that. It wouldn't sound the same.
Oh my God.
She might have heard a splash.
Right,
she might have heard a little splash. Water in Florida is interesting,
Like really shallow water, maybe? Or
well, I mean,
you get near it and it barks at you, or what?
Well, no, there's canals all around, assholes. There's canals all around, and they're at different levels at different times, depending on what's going on.
See, your story is better. Your story is better than hers. Yours has magic water and shit.
Everything about me is magic. Are you new?
You just get near the water in Florida and it turns into a mosquito.
But no, that's true. Think about Brian Laundrie, like how they said that was all underwater, and then it wasn't when he was found. If that was, actually,
I heard like from where she dropped him, and like literally, if she had just driven. And I can't remember what it was because it was a long time ago. But if she would have just gone a little bit further, she would have got him in the water. And then the Gulf and the undercurrents and stuff, like, you don't know where he would have ended up.
Oh my God! Imagine if I'm so thankful that he was found, because
that was divine intervention there.
Yes, it was. And I mean, so not as fast enough, but quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
That was great.
Well, but I'm saying I think that. I think she did hear water, you guys. I think there was a little water. I think that because of the I don't know. I just think I just can't imagine, because you could get to it. It would be difficult for you to get down there to it where she ended up putting it.
You might be seen going down there and stuff.
She wasn't seen throwing anything off the side of the bridge.
Do you remember the case with the guy that with his friend, the girl?
Yes.
In Canada or something, and threw the thing over,
And it was Mo covered it on her channel.
Yeah, but same one. I know you know what I'm talking about. And the money.
Yeah, but not Canada. It was like Boston or something. It was in Massachusetts.
It always makes me think of that though, because wasn't she not found?
She was not found, correct.
Right. So and this whole case though, they found him, thank God, and it happened quick. And then Landon and Al and everybody involved were just, the guy at the press conference, the DA, got up there and was like, I'm not going to try this case in the media. And nothing came out because this whole trial has been like a smorgasbord of revelations, but it's like the cake in Matilda. She's too much. She's too much.
Well, remember that before he was found, that lady got in trouble for releasing the affidavit, but it just happened. Oh. Remember that? Because, but it wasn't even halfway accurate, because Gannon hadn't even been found yet. And this was so that's why nothing came out after that. Nothing. Everything is new. You're right. But at first,
they did great with this.
She got charged too. That person got like, they got in some trouble.
Yeah, but
And
look
wasn't
at
there
Robert.
a YouTube channel like involved with that? I don't want to talk about.
I don't know.
Wasn't
Maybe.
there
But
like
look at
channel creators
Robert
involved?
Durst, you guys. Robert Durst literally put body parts in the Gulf of Mexico and it still didn't wash away. So I don't think she would have half-assed that part. I do think she heard water. I think she thought she had done a good job and that he would never be found. She's a piece of shit. I can't stand her. I would love to be. I just need 5 minutes. That's it. Just 5 minutes. I'll get the truth out of her. None of her circular logic will fly with me. No, ma'am.
I'm going to play this for one more second, and I'm going to pull up the Audacity video that
Okay.
I'm curious in, just because we can use it. And then I'll pull up her other, there's a few other things I can, or we can just talk. There's so much to talk about. By the way, Christine, you never said, do you think the candle, like, what is the significance of the candle to you?
I don't know because, I don't know. Like, why would she set a fire? Like, unless she was like trying to burn the house down with all the kids in it, like, why would she set a fire? And then did she like second guess herself? Like, if she's gonna set a fire, she would have let that house burn down, or like, like maybe she's trying to get all the kids. But his age, just the age he is, and I'm having raised my stepson through that age. I don't know that. What if he was just down there like messing around, like, and he lit the candle, just playing with fire a little bit, and like and then the fire did happen, and she freaked out and got angry about it but I just don't see like why she would have lit the fire. I don't know.
I don't think there was like a literal fire though, babe. I think what happened was there is on the underside of the carpet, it's like this nylon, and then there's the padding. And I think what smelled and what melted obviously was the fat, the fibers in the carpet itself, but also that nylon and maybe a little bit of the pad. And that's about it. There wasn't this like raging, this wasn't a chazzle dazzle situation in the fireplace. This is not that at all. Not even close.
But that would still kind of like,
don't you think though, if Gannon was around in that and enough of a fire, that there would be some type of chemical residue left inside of his lungs?
Well, okay, so yeah, so maybe like if maybe he was just fucking with the candle, and that just made her mad enough. I don't know like what.
I don't know, because Harley says
in this whole thing.
Harley said Gannon never messed with candles. That's the part I remember of Harley the most. She was like, no, he wouldn't. That's why none of the story made sense, and she kept asking about the friggin' dogs.
But she also said, like they were like, and she said something like, well, little kids lie sometimes. Like, they do. Well, like, I think that whatever happened, like Gannon probably did something totally reasonable for an 11-year-old to do, and
right.
Or he had an accident and she just can't handle that. Like she had her meltdown or whatever. I don't know, and it just pissed her off, and she. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, I think we can all agree that whatever it was unreasonable, because she's a mess and it's horrible.
I don't think that he would be
person.
playing with the candle. Sorry, I'm just responding to Maria. I don't think he'd be like playing with the candle necessarily, but like I feel like I may have like my stepson would have like it would have been reasonable for me to imagine like I need to keep the lighters away from him because he would try to do that, or like just messing around doing kid shit. I don't know. It sounds like sometimes she really supervised them well, and then sometimes she was like in her like bipolar mood and she didn't supervise them stuff at all. So who knows what he was doing.
Dude, my dad just called me. You guys, I have not heard anything y'all said. My dad just called me and he was like, did you just hear, did someone just leave out of this door? No. There's someone on the cameras. I don't know who it is. I had to call, like, they're checking it out now, but I don't know. I'm freaking out a little bit, but it
Is
was
it
not me. 'Cause
Sasquatch?
I had come back over to my house when my computer died.
Oh,
I
no.
went to my cord and then came out on the porch over at my house. But anyway, yes. So I don't know what the hell's
Is
going
it
on.
is it
So that is
Sasquatch,
why
Allie?
I definitely don't know what y'all just said and can't comment. But sorry about that.
That's fine.
I
That's
think it
fine.
might
Here,
be
it's okay. I'll say it
Sasquatch
again. I'm
coming
just
to
kidding.
get you. It's
Let me
Sasquatch,
re-explain.
Allie. Don't be afraid. It's just
Dude,
Sasquatch.
well, there's one time that there was like a ghost on there, but it wasn't. You couldn't tell it was a person. It just looked like
Fog, mist.
kind of like like it was like distorted, like in a certain shape, and it was like following me through the house. Hold on one second.
I think all these things that we're like proposing about the candle all kind of make sense to me, but none like make good enough sense. I don't know.
Well, yeah, none of it's justified, but I tell you what, even any of our theories would make more sense than Letecia. I mean, have you met her?
Put a candle in a sock. Ooh, ah,
Freaky.
gosh,
Oh my
that
god.
one gives me the icky feeling inside, and I actually listen to my icky feeling. So
There was a moment when I considered that part of that theory too, Christine. Like, did she try to intentionally set a fire because she wanted Al to come home? Because remember, he testified like shortly before what happened with Gannon happened, she had been like trying to say that the house had been broken into repeatedly, and there was never any evidence of that. There is, I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know.
she was like, maybe she's just begging for attention, and like now she has all the attention.
Now she has. See, I think part of this for her, I think she really did think that she would be seen as the victim in all of this. She would get all of this attention. You know, her child is missing, and you know, she martyrs herself in every single interview she does, including this one. She does everything. She's cahooting with Landon to get Gannon and Lena back to her. She cahooted with Al to get Gannon and Lena with Al, and she does all the things. She makes Christmas time wonderful. She's
Did you hear her say about that? She went and picked up Al's mom so she didn't have to be alone. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Yes.
True. You didn't like
that's
her,
what
she
she
liked you.
does. Exactly. She just martyrs herself. And so I feel like in her brain that's barely working. I mean, look, she just drives me crazy, but I do feel like that's how she feels. Like she is the victim in all of this. If only Al and Landon had appreciated her more, none of this would have ever happened. That's how she feels, because
that's exactly how she feels, and she is the martyr, and she is the hero. She's everything, and the victim and the hero and everything at the same time. She's the one who kept everything going, and also now all of a sudden has all these serious issues. I don't know. She makes no sense. Here's that thing from let's see what this is. This is from Crime Curious, and she said it's the Audacity reel or something like that.
You got to download that GIF, Allie, of the gremlin, the crazy one that I sent us, and put it over her for when she talks, like I did, because that's all I ever freaking
My
picture.
crying baby? Are you talking about my crying baby, Jen?
Huh?
my crying baby gift? My crying
no,
baby
not that
gift.
one. No. The gremlin with the crazy eyes. He's all hopped up on Twinkies from
Her
Gremlins
ego
2.
is off the chain. Do you guys think she'll testify?
No.
No. There's no way her attorneys are not. I mean, they have principles. There's no way.
I mean, no, there's no way that she'll testify.
She won't face Michael out. Like, no way.
No.
But you know what? I've been thinking about the psychologists and stuff being up on the stand. Is that I don't know that I feel like one of them has been like the bombshell one yet, because the main prosecutor hasn't been asked them the questions yet.
That's interesting.
Like,
He might be
I feel like
saving
he
it.
would.
I think when they interview Dr. Gray, that's coming next, I think.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Amber.
Something
You know
big is
what?
coming.
Her I could see her. Okay, I could see her wanting to testify, but her lawyer's not letting her. But I could definitely see her wanting to.
Can you imagine the judge's face? I mean, his face sometimes on accident through the phone calls and stuff. Oh,
There's
Yeah.
a couple of times when he's leaned back in his judge chair and he's kind of looking up at the ceiling
Like
with his
rolling his
mouth
eyes.
open. Yes, and let me just say to you, I feel that in my soul. You're a whole mood, Your Honor,
And every time
because
her
we
lawyer
all felt
is
like
embarrassed
that.
by her, he turns bright red. Like
And
another phone call
my
happening, and he's like, "Fuck."
my favorite part is her lawyer has never rocked so much in that chair since Letecia got her swivel rocker chair taken away. And now she has to just sit in a regular ass chair, and now he's like rocking all the time. I don't know. I'm petty, and if I were her attorney, that's some shit I would do.
The
I'd
jokes in the
represent the
law and
hell out
crime
of her.
chat about what they're doing are funny. Like,
I love
he's
law
looking
and
at Zillow
crime.
now. He's looking at Zillow. Yeah,
She is
they're funny
taking
in there,
the
you guys.
stand.
Go check them out.
Oh, Dorothy says, I think she's taking the stand. She won't have it any other way. I do think that. And you know what? I swear, for parts of me could so see that in her. That's why I say I think that she really will want to. I just think they're going to stop her. But that's so interesting that that you
I mean, they can't stop her. She absolutely 150, 70 billion% has that right. She absolutely does. She can, if she wants to, take that stand. And they will have to ask her questions.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what they would ask her if she did. Because that's what it would all be about, right? Their questions, because the defense would only be able to ask about what they ask, unless she takes, oh, no. She's not being called as a prosecution witness. She'd be a defense witness.
Well, no, it
So
doesn't matter how. No, so it works both ways. So
can the
whoever,
prosecution only ask inside the
Yes.
scope of the defense?
yes, you can only ask and you can only cross-examine under the scope of what was testified to under direct
Okay.
on both
So
sides.
they can't just ask whatever they want. The prosecution can't get up there and just ask whatever they want. It has to be relevant to the direct
Yes,
by the defense. Okay.
right.
Oh, wow.
But there's a lot of wiggle room in that. You know what I'm saying? And the defense can object, which they have been on some stuff, right? But the judge a lot of times will overrule because it's very subjective about how open a door is, and did you actually open the door? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Jenn, I am impressed. You're my mentor.
I should never be anybody's mentor.
No,
But
you're
thank you,
great. You guys are
Dorothy.
both
Thank
great.
you.
Both
Thank
of
you.
you bring a ton
That's
to
fine.
the
Don't
table.
pity compliment me,
No,
Alex. I
that's
get my own compliments sometimes, so it's fine.
No, I
Let Jen
think
have
you
her
both,
moment.
I'm being dead serious. I'm not pity complimenting you. I just think you're both like bring a lot to the table. Like Jenn has her just different things. You know what I mean? Like
She knows
you're,
everything about the courtroom.
even though your little videos today, like whenever I watch that Watts video, even the quality of you putting that together is like you did the whole outro thing. Like you had the,
Yeah,
I don't know,
can
it
make
was
the
so
crazy look
good.
great.
It was so good. You can make crazy look great.
Yeah, I've done it before.
Well, I was wondering, we wanted you the other day because of some of the audio from the Vallow trial. And I have even said, yeah, they cleaned it up, but Christine G could clean it up a hell of a lot better.
Yes.
Absolutely, I could.
I've been saying it. They should hire
Yeah.
Christine G. Really, Alice? That's what you think is appropriate? You turn the TV off? You're so rude.
Why, as
She's
a
like,
country,
"Yes."
are we giving her the time? In this type of case, I seriously support the death penalty by firing squad. She can finish the rotting process in hell. I know, Aunt B, because we have to. The reason why is because we have to, right? Because just to keep things fair and, balanced. But I totally understand because, and hopefully, I don't know. I wonder if she will be convicted, but I just wonder what that process looks like after for her.
I have a question for you, Jen.
Yes, ma'am.
So the phone calls with Al, right? Like, I know they're being thorough and they're just really driving it home and making a solid killer case and stuff, but like, at what point do you weigh that out with not punishing the jury for being there? And also, like, I mean, this is redundant now. Like, this is the same phone call for the 8th hour, and she's doing the same dumb shit. Like, how many would they have allowed all of those phone? Like, why did they stop at the number of phone calls they stopped at? Because it still felt very punishing and redundant a little bit to me.
I think what they really wanted to hammer home with the jury was the level of torture that she put Al through, but more than that, but not more than that, in addition to that, how every time she would come up with another cockamamie story, that law enforcement had to investigate it, and how much resources she wasted and time she wasted, and at every opportunity she took a chance and that she could. Alice is making biscuits on my belly, but she's got her claws out and I'm distracted because it kind of hurts. Anyway, she took a chance at every opportunity to misguide and misdirect the investigation at every turn. And I think that they really wanted to hit that home, because I think that they're also keeping in mind what's coming next. Okay. And what's coming next after the prosecution rests their case is going to be the defense. Okay. And Dr. Lewis, you guys, I know people have mixed feelings about her, but she is an extremely, extremely educated woman. She is very, very smart.
I think that they both sounded, I mean, they're very both like impressive.
Yeah. No, we haven't heard from Dr. Lewis yet, but they have got to.
Okay.
Dr. Lewis is testifying for the defense.
Yeah.
That is the defense's witness. That's the person that's a psychiatrist that evaluated her, and they want to hammer it home with the jury that nothing that she did is indicative of somebody not being in their right mind. She had the presence of mind at every turn to misdirect the investigation and come in there and tell lies and waste a bunch of time and all of those things. And I know that those phone calls were punishing, but they wanted to show the amount of resources and the amount of she was not targeted. Yes, they kept an eye on her, but for fuck's sake, she was the last adult to see Gannon, right? They were, so of course they're keeping an eye on her. Plus her stories make no damn ass sense, but they were not targeting her. They were not,
she was just acting so sus.
I mean, she did all of the things. So, but that's a lot of the reason why.
Did I hear something about she had looked up like getting life insurance on Gannon?
Yeah, she did.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I just want to say this really quickly, that that was interesting to me because tinfoil hat back on just for a second. Like, I don't know what people have been saying. I don't really know what the circumstances of her stepdad were and stuff. But when I was wondering like about like what happened with her daughter's father, and then somebody asked me, they're like, well, did Harley start getting paid? And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, Letecia started getting paid for when Harley's dad passed away, and we know that has to be true because Harley said that her mom left her with nothing. So I don't know.
Harley should have gotten Social Security.
Well, it goes to the payer, the payee and the payer. So like it would have gone to Letecia, and that would have been her money.
Wouldn't it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it would go to
just to support the kids. So like,
right, but I thought it
on
would
whatever
go
she
to.
wanted.
I get you what you're saying. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
It only goes not directly to the child if they're like over 15 when it happens.
Okay. Now I will say this, you guys. So yes, there is an element of the trying to hide what she did and how that plays into it. But under the Colorado statute, and Colorado does things a little bit differently than other places. And this psychologist did a fantastic job really breaking it down. It's not about knowing right from wrong. It's about understanding right and wrong. And those are different things under the law. And there are situations where, and the psychologist explained this, that there are people who have some type, mainly like schizophrenia is really what she explained, who will unalive a family member because they think that they're part of, some conspiracy, and they've turned evil all of a sudden. And there are times when they do either sit there with the unalived person, blood all around them, and they don't do anything. And then there are the people that hide it. It's not the hiding so much as even if she did have dissociative identity disorder, it didn't interfere in her life in such a meaningful way that it incapacitated her from formulating the intent. Because remember, she didn't just fire a pew pew. She stabbed him 17 times. She used blunt force trauma. So this was over an extended period of time.
Times. Yeah,
18 times.
I mean,
I'm sorry,
but
18
who would
times.
do that unless they were experiencing some kind of like breakdown?
You have
would
to
do
have
that?
some sort of mental health. That's my argument always. It's like, look, anybody who would commit a crime like this is mentally, they got to be mentally ill, but you still got to pay for it. That's my thing. But you got some serious mental issues. But I want to say, Dorothy, so the doctor that Jenn, that she was mentioning, doctor that they were just talking about, Dr. Lewis, she's going to be testifying for Letecia, and she basically is known for her work, testifying for other murderers and for people with DID and other mental health issues. And then there was one other thing to that I was going to add from another comment that I had seen. And
The Social Security would have been going to Harley, not to Letecia, but to Harley, and it would have gone to Letecia as the payor, and then Harley would have been the payee. And that's the words, because I know I'm a widow, and my children and I all get Social Security, so the money was going to her.
It's kind of. I'm sorry, Christine.
I'm sorry, Christine.
Okay. Thank you, but it's fine. Let's not do that here.
Okay, I know.
I know.
Right in here is not the spot for that.
It's kind of personal, but my grandpa diagnosed schizophrenic years ago. He cut into his privates because he was convinced the CIA put wires in there, and he has attacked many members of my family. Oh my God, that's so sad. I'm so sorry, Amber.
That is awful. But for Letecia, okay, the thing about somebody committing murder, right? Murder is an irrational act. You're not rational when you take somebody else's life. Even if you are defending yourself, you're in a heightened emotional state, because what's the emotion you're feeling that's most prevalent? Fear, right? If you're being controlled by an emotion in any way, shape, or form, you're not in a rational state of mind. So it's very, very difficult for the law, which is based in rationale, right? To rationalize it. We are never going to be able to make sense of it. But the thing is, Letecia, and this is why this is so important, because if she were to be found not guilty by reason of insanity, she wouldn't walk free. That would not happen. She would go to a mental health institution, but she would be eligible for an evaluation. I believe Crime Curious said it's every year. So at regular intervals. So at regular intervals, she would be able to petition for her freedom. And that's why I know the jury is not buying any of this bullshit. And I think that their question to the psychologist who took the stand today it indicates that even if that's what they asked. If you believed her story and you ended up diagnosing her with dissociative identity disorder, would that change your mind about whether she was sane or insane at the time of the crime? And the doctor said, it would not have changed my mind. Her dissociative, even if she had dissociative identity disorder, it would not have risen to the level where she could not formulate intent and understand what right and wrong is under the law. That's very different.
Exactly.
Yes.
She could have it. That's fine. She could have it, and there are some weird things that she had, behaviors that she has, identity issues and things. So whatever, but that doesn't mean anything. And MDH, but evil to the point of hurting a baby like this without mental illness, that's hard for me to understand. I don't know. But okay, let me play this real quick, this Audacity video.
Okay.
I think it's just real quick, like a short.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ready?
All right.
Oh, it has no sound.
You can get it too. The fucking audacity. Now in a can. Everyone's got it. Now you can got it too. The fucking audacity. Now in a can.
She does have the audacity. Okay. I'll show you guys some pictures of
so
the
like I wouldn't be good. I couldn't be a very good murderer because like y'all, I can't, like, if I kill the spider and then the spider is in the middle of the ground, I'm scared to pick the spider up and put it in a trash can. And I don't know how people just be dealing with bodies like that. Like, I cannot.
Oh,
I don't know.
I know. Well, you heard her. She was throwing up, apparently. That's how she dealt with it. Oh. This is her lawyer, one of them. And then here's the other one.
That's Andy. That's the Andy one.
No, that one's Tolini. They look alike. Look, this is Andy. They kind of look alike. This is Tolini.
No,
Joshua
that's Dwight. I said that one is Dwight and that one is Andy.
Oh, okay. Well, still, regardless.
That's the one with the radishes.
This is the one. Which one is the one that, like, that this is the one that called himself Mr. Cook that did like that that we were talking about, that like really did his homework and stuff. This one is
no. Oh, wait.
Are you sure?
No, it wasn't. It was yes, it's the Andy
he
attorney.
Said, if I call myself Mr. Cook, remember, he's like, if I call myself Mr. Cook,
isn't that the prosecution? Jenn, get in here. Where's she at?
No, that's not the
I'm in here. I'm in.
Yeah,
no, Alex is right.
Prosecution?
No, Mr. Cook is one of it's Cook and I keep wanting to say Tennyson, but that doesn't sound right.
I looked it all up before because I looked up his reviews and stuff. This is his old law firm that's closed now, apparently. But yeah, he's the
Whitehead one name.
Tolini.
And I'm glad Tolini, and I'm glad to know that the law has changed, and that's what Crime Curious sent over, because I haven't looked into what could happen to her as far as if she were sent to a mental institution. I mean, I knew she wouldn't just walk, but I'm glad that they have changed, and I am glad that it will, if she, that even if she were to be found not guilty by reason of insanity, she would not get to be evaluated yearly. That's good, because I don't think the family should have to get drugged through this.
Yeah, I don't either. Well, you know what? Her attorneys, like, they got some pretty good reviews. I only found 2 negative reviews. There were many other positives.
I think Tolini is a great attorney. I mean, that is the one that is the new psychologist. He's the one that was doing that. And the other one is the one that was cross-examining Harley.
See, look, Josh Tolini is amazing. You're right. Apparently he is. I don't know. So.
Yes, J. Lord. Andrea Yates can get out, and she has never she doesn't want out. That she's whenever she's been eligible to petition for release, she never petitions for release. She says she's where she belongs, and she doesn't want out. But that is Andrea Yates. Letecia, if she had an opportunity to be evaluated at some point and at some interval after 25 years, after 30 years, she would apply, because she's always doing the most.
after this trial, if when they lose, Letecia and her 30 people are going to leave them terrible reviews. So that's going to change soon.
Well, I said that she should contact Chad Daybell because Chad Daybell has lost several followers through all of this, and Letecia and her 87 personalities could join his cult. I heard here's something for members. Yeah.
So this is the article that Crime Curious
Somebody
sent
gave
too.
her a button already, so
Yeah.
And I
She's got some kind of portal.
by the way, you guys in the chat, I dropped Crime Curious. There's a lot of channels being dropped. Check them all out. But Crime Curious has been going and sitting in the courtroom, and she's writing a book on it and everything. And she's been having.
What side do you sit on? Are you on Leticia's side? Can we see you during the?
I keep trying to zoom, so I will I'll put it on my phone and shut the chat off, and then zoom in so I can try to see if I can see her. But I never can see her because then it just gets all pixelated.
I do the same.
I bet nobody's trying to like sit on that side. They know nobody's sitting on that side because the camera's staring right at.
Yeah.
There's like 4 people on Leticia's side.
Yeah.
And I think one of them works for the law firm.
Apparently, she did an exclusive interview with Crime Online from the jail. It says, Letecia Stauch, a woman who's behind bars awaiting trial. This was in September of 2020. I do not remember this, but it says exclusive interview with Crime Online, who's currently incarcerated at the El Paso County Jail in Colorado, alleged that her estranged husband, this is the story, Edgar.
Oh, yeah.
The father of Gannon should be in jail for
I remember that.
Although she didn't give specifics on why Albert deserves a manslaughter charge, she did claim that he owed someone named Edgar money, which led to Gannon's disappearance. Gannon, left the house, she claimed, on foot. Security cameras didn't show them. Go ahead.
Do you remember when that weird thing came out about like a neighbor that was like trash talking Albert? And it was
I remember
like maybe a year and a half ago. And like they were saying that like he came home early and he was there before that he said he was there, and he moved the car and he had the suitcase and stuff.
Yes, I remember the accusations again. Like I don't remember.
How did she finagle that?
I remember.
How did she finagle that? I mean, that was mighty convenient. How did she do that?
Yeah, that was convenient. I don't know. I just thought like Albert, because he got a lot of there was a lot of shit talking about him at one point.
There was still a lot of stuff.
There's still a lot.
Well,
in law and crime, at least 1 to 5 people every single day make a comment. It's always different people, but it's throughout the chat frequently that Albert is remarried and has a kid, and the chat goes nuts every single time.
That bristles people's buttons or whatever.
Yeah, not the vampire summoning buttons, evidently. That's another thing.
Feathers.
That's another thing that Letecia could bring to Chad's cult. She rolls with vampires. And the archangels that bring a business. I'm telling you, between Chad and his season 2 of Supernatural. Well, yes.
It says, according to Letecia, however, she's been covering for others, hoping the full truth that's not sugar-coated would come out. Albert Stauch,
I totally remember that.
She says him and Edgar was getting into it because he owed Edgar some money. We had the money that should have been paid from the cruise, Stauch explained. She also claimed her estranged husband told her she didn't have a child to lose and that he had many law enforcement and military officials that could assist if she didn't snitch. She explained she went along with her husband because he claimed he would pull some strings to help her out. Stauch added that she wouldn't reveal the true identity of Edgar, which could possibly be a pseudonym because he has dangerous affiliations. Oh my God.
Is one of his dangerous affiliations Michael the Archangel? Because that's the most dangerous angel of them all. He's the toughest, apparently.
You know what made me have to come up was when Jenn was reading the thing in the middle of reading it, and then Allie said that she forgot she was reading it.
Oh my God, Christine.
Okay, here's 3 quotes from her. It says, "Where Bentley, I gotta go then because Bentley's wanting me to lay with him tonight, so I gotta
Aw.
go." And he's usually
Oh.
never up this late. It's way late. He goes to bed at 8:30 on school nights. So he's really tired. But it says where this is what she said. Where they messed up is January 27th. He was on a train. You see what I'm saying? I'm thinking that's their thing, but it's not because they came to my house with hours of body cam. There was nothing. Like, you check my car on the body cams. You take everything. You just don't like it. There was no way. You know what I mean? That was one quote, whatever the hell that means. Then this one, their time frame. It was all wrong because they couldn't figure it out. Where was he? Talking about Gannon. I don't know. Something's clicking. Says he truly was gone. He was with Edgar. And then he should be here for manslaughter because it was on January 28th. That's why the police didn't have anything. Albert came in on the 28th from the airport and was like in a moment of rage. I mean, I could be on the low end and I could say, he should be here for murder, but I'm not. I'm saying that it should be. I guess manslaughter would be the right thing. Oh my God.
Now she's the fucking DA.
Oh,
and knows what people should be charged with. Go on, Letecia.
I'm going to drop this article in the chat so people can get it.
So ridiculous.
I cannot believe it. Like, I don't remember this. I remember other people accusing Al, like you were talking about, Christine.
No.
But I don't remember
this makes sense because remember when we were the night that you were going to come up, but then you didn't come up, or then you couldn't come up, but then you ended up coming up, and Teresa was looking for that screenshot of Letecia as Paisley or whatever her name was in the Facebook group to support her. This how thirsty she is, out here creating alt accounts, messy as hell, and whatever. But yeah, she said something about there is that screenshot is her blaming Al too, but not Al and Edgar, just Al. About Gannon cutting his foot and all the things. Peyton, there you go. So, thank you, Prime Curious. Peyton Marie.
Yes.
She's so, what's the word when you're just like undercover, like with picks fake polygraph, and then she calls fake polygraph. God. Like they're not going to be able to check what she does. She's messy as hell.
She just makes no sense. And I think that's why people think, she's like, look, she is. Yeah, like she's a covert ops. She's with the CIA. Get out of here, Letecia. Give me a freaking break. You are so ridiculous. Ugh.
Yeah, she really, I mean, I guess the only thing left she had to say, I was just thinking, like, how did she possibly think, even talking to Crime Online like this, like, the audacity is right. That freaking video, Crime Curious, that you sent, that is so true, because how did she think any of this would go? But really, the only thing left she even has, the only option is what she's doing now. It truly is. I'm sure, I wonder if the attorneys like led her that way, or I'm wondering how that happened, because I look at all the different things she said. It's literally the only thing she could say besides pleading guilty.
Well, remember, she had a different set of attorneys first, right? Then she went pro se. And I think her initial attorneys were initially going to go for completely not for absolutely not guilty, right? And then I think as the discovery started coming in, I think that's when they got the bright idea that to go for the insanity defense, but then they stopped being her attorneys, remember? And then she was pro se, and then she got these attorneys. Remember? And that, am I right?
You think she fired those attorneys because she wanted to read everything?
Probably.
Exactly. I wonder
like
too.
They were just
but she did. Then she got to. But I was very confused when she did that, because at the time, remember, she was saying she couldn't get to the law library to even work with her attorney. So I was like, how the hell are you going to do your whole entire case? when you're complaining that you can't even get, because that's what she said. He come to find out she had been, she had been watching everything so many times, apparently, according to her.
She needed those boxes to stand on to get out the window.
This reporter was an endorsed witness list for the prosecution, but they chose not to call her. So do you guys think that will be the last witness, the other doctor?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are they
Yeah.
bringing Harley back? I kept hearing people say that.
The
Or
The
seeing
defense?
people
defense
saying that.
can. The defense can if they want.
Would
And
that
remember,
help
the
them?
state still has their rebuttal. What?
Would that help them at all?
I'm glad they didn't call Lena.
Me too.
Me too.
I mean, they
Would
could
it help
prove this
them?
without her for sure.
Yeah. I think no, because basically what Letecia is saying is, yes, I did this, but I was legally insane at the time. So therefore I don't need to go to the prison. I need to go to the mental institution, to the mental health, to the mental hospital. That's where I need to be. So
But she's
I don't
fine
see
now,
how.
right? Is
So
she
I
claiming
well,
to be insane then and now, or just then?
and well, insane then under the law, but mentally has, dissociative identity disorder. So a continued danger to the public. So she's got to be off the streets, but she needs help from a mental health hospital that prison won't take care of. Just, you know what I'm saying? So
I have a big question,
that's
and then I gotta go because I have to go pick my
that's
daughter.
her big argument. So no, if that's her defense, then I don't see how Harley can help her, because they've already asked Harley about, hospital stays and, calling her different names, et cetera, et cetera. So no, I don't think so. I don't see what the point would be to call Harley for the defense at all.
Okay. That's what I was wondering today
Yeah.
when I thought, and other times I've thought like they're only going to call who's helpful to their case. So, what was your question, Christine? And then I got to go too. And then
I want to know. Hold on, Bubba, 1 second. I'm almost done. I'm coming right now.
Bubba,
I want to
like
know about. So, do you have to keep the name that you're charged under? Because they're divorced now and it's been a while. Like, but why do you have to? If you're charged under
I don't
Leticia
think
Stauch, you have
so.
to.
I wouldn't.
No,
think so at all.
No, she can change her name if she wanted to. She's not going to, though.
Oh.
First of all, it's not free. Okay. So however this ends, all right, Letecia, whether she goes, I doubt that she's going to get found not guilty by reason of insanity. She's going to be found guilty, and then the court is going to assess fines. So yeah, it's not free. She has to, no. And besides that, why would she? Her whole goal in all of this, in my opinion, is to forever, until the end of time, punish and torture Al and Landon, period. And so why would she change her name? She will always be known as Letecia Stauch. So she will always have that connection to Al. And what's worse is she will always have that connection to Gannon.
Lolo, are you sure you spelled it right? Because I don't see it in here. Here, let me send it again, and will you double check your email?
All right, you guys. I gotta go right now. I gotta go pick up my daughter. So.
All right, bye, babe.
Thank you for letting me come up, Alex.
Yeah,
Love you
thank
guys.
you for
Bye, everybody.
Love you too. Bye, babe.
Be careful. Thank you. Love you. Have a good
Be
night.
careful. Have a good night.
Well, Jinlu, my gosh. I mean, what a...
I know.
And we didn't even talk about Lori tonight, which, we have...
No, we said we're going to do that tomorrow night. Remember? We're going to do it over on my channel.
That's what I was getting ready to say. And we're and that's going to be just as long and just as wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Lolo,
I did some...
a message that said, call the search off. Because I knew it wasn't like a ghost or something. Because he's like, they're in a white shirt. And I was like, well, I'm in a tan sweater. And he's like, you don't swing your arms and something. And plus I had left like 5 minutes before he said this. So, and he messaged me back and he's like, wait, call it off. Hold on. Let me see what he said. He said, Maybe you at 10:26 left the front door towards your place. It's okay. Stop the search.
Don't get this true crime community riled, Allie's dad, because we will be there. Oh, speaking of, okay, so the resolution to the murder that happened around the corner, like a 12-minute drive away. They they caught the guy that did it, okay? And apparently, y'all want to know why he did it? Because he felt like it. Because he felt like it.
What?
Yeah, he felt like it. So I'm still looking into that one, and I'll talk about, like, I'll do something at some point about that. But I just wanted to update you guys. Yeah.
Hey,
And
Annie.
that's so messed up. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's what's going on.
that is crazy. Oh my gosh. And Annie, no, Jen and I were talking. I told her, like, because maybe we should give it a little bit of time. Let people like think about it. You know, it might take a few days for everyone to see it and let everybody kind of weigh in.
Yeah.
So, and but by the end of everything, we should be able to have it by then. By the end of the trial.
Yes. We'll have a decision about what we're going to do, because I do want to do something. And I, for all of these cases, like Allie and I were talking, I know you guys heard this, like maybe, we're do a night on Allie's channel, since she has the most, well, you're only eligible if you have 10K subs, and she does. So we can do a charity, but like, do one time for JJ, and the charity is autism. Then one time for like Tylee, because she did have pancreatitis. One for Gannon, one, just for these, just something, a little something to give back, to do something good. Some good can come out of these horrific and sad, heartbreaking cases. But anyway.
I would love to do that. Yeah. So what happens, you guys, is like usually, that $sign that's there for the super chat button, it's there, but I think it even looks different. But it basically takes away any money that goes on that stream. It goes straight to a charity. And the really awesome thing about it is that YouTube doesn't even take a percentage. Like they usually take a percentage of your super chats or whatever, but for the charities, they don't take anything. So that's really cool. I think thank God they don't, because they get enough money.
Exactly. And the thing of it is, it never goes to the creator. It goes directly to the charity. And that way it's 100% transparent. There's, which I think, I've been thinking, even if we do something for Gannon and a memorial, that maybe we do something in Gannon's name as a memorial. So it can go directly to something more permanent, or I don't know, something that we can do. Well, I put it out there, and I've got, a lot of people have commented on it and made suggestions and stuff like that. But, I was thinking we could, I don't know, find out what Gannon's favorite animal is or something, and sponsor an animal at the zoo in Gannon's name, or at the Clearwater Aquarium, something that's like long lasting, that will have his name attached to it, and just out there in the universe, because I feel like Gannon would have done good things with his life, and would have brought the world something really wonderful. And that bitch took it from everybody. So maybe we can, in some small, very small way, make up for that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Well, I think that's a great idea. We'll think about it, and we'll definitely do those. Actually, whenever you want, let's try to do the first one soon, that charity thing.
Yes.
I don't, it's not going to help if we don't do it. And maybe we could bring multiple people, or I don't know, we can think of something cool, a cool way to do it. And then tomorrow, I got to go snuggle with Bentley, but tomorrow night or day, I don't know. I got to wait and find out what Jen's wanting to do, but I know that she's going to do we're going to do a Lori Vallow catch up on all the things. And plus she's got some extra little things that's like interesting facts, just a bunch of research she's done, which is very interesting. So
some little side rabbit holes.
Yes. All right, Jen. Well, thank you for coming. And
welcome, babe.
It's been a long damn day dealing with her. Good thing we get the weekend now.
Yeah. We'll breather from the darkness that is Letecia and Lori.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you guys for being here in the chat. And All right, you guys, I will talk to you all soon. And yeah, I love you all. And I hope you have a good day. And I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, mods. Thanks, chat.